see you got a good spot, Seamus.
Thanks. I'm sure Roman and Austin won't mind me sharing their parking space.
It's the WWE.
This is so great.
ADS ready.
I know we've been talking a lot about the 20-year anniversary of Call of Duty, but like, what better way to celebrate that than like, you know, with
these
dropping all of these
yeah.
16 day one. You know,
We're looking at High Rise in 2023, and it's brand new. It's so cool. I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate that. Like, you know, it's not every day that you get to not just go back and like relive things that you enjoyed so much growing up, but then also to, there are some streamers here who are younger than Call of Duty's launch, you know,
right.
20 years ago. So they're going to get to experience this really with a fresh coat of paint for the first time ever. That has to feel quite liberating for you guys, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think really these maps hold up for, you know, old school veterans as well as like people who are brand new to Call of Duty. If this is your first game playing Call of Duty, you're obviously
never been a better time to
yeah.
jump in. Yeah, I mean, you're absorbing so much of COD's history. To your point, what a better way to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty than with these iconic maps returning in an all-new way. And we're going to talk about all those new ways as part of the, you know, the innovations that you guys have brought to gameplay in just a second. But we want to remind the audience out there that while you're watching gameplay today, you will get to play it starting tomorrow. Take a look here at the beta schedule. For players who pre-order on PlayStation, starting tomorrow, and next week for players who order on Xbox and PC. The maps, modes, weapons you're seeing here today, those are in beta, and so are 2 new ground war maps and in-game rewards for playing. So anyway, take a look, take notes here with the pros playing, tune into the stream, get some hot tips before you drop into your first match tomorrow.
That's right. It's going to be quite exciting to see, you know, everyone across like all the different platforms just like going live, playing COD, like, and then again loading up and then seeing like Scrapyard or High Rise. Still just blows my mind. I genuinely am so excited about this. But you know, there are a lot of like maps that returning fans like myself definitely will enjoy. But you know, I love some new. You know, is there anything that we should be expecting, you know, like post-launch as far as like maps go?
Oh, definitely. I am very, very excited to tell you both today that starting Season 1, we have a bunch of new maps coming. So Season 1, we're dropping 3. Season 2, dropping 3 more new ones. So over the course of our entire live season, there will be 12 new 6v6 maps coming to Modern Warfare 3.
Awesome.
So
launching with 16, 12 down the road. That is a big map pool to choose from.
And these are all different sizes of maps, different locales, for all different play styles. You know, you might see 1 or 2 fan favorites come back as well over the course of live season, but we have a bunch of new maps coming that we're really excited about.
And those are 6v6
yep,
competitive
6v6
maps that players can play. There are other maps in there as well that we'll talk about once we get into the live season, but 6v6 core maps
Stay tuned.
right off the bat.
Brand
And
new.
guess what? With all of those maps, it's back. You know what you can do with them? You can vote. We're going to see it in a lobby soon, but map voting is back, folks.
Yeah, that's huge.
Get excited. I mean, the community has been thrilled. I can't wait to see it in action here today. I'll be taking notes on which ones we know are the ringers of the group. I think we have a good feeling.
Somebody voted for Estate, it looks like. Here, we're looking at Estate.
Oh,
right
nice,
now.
yeah.
Somebody voted for that. Yeah, that's a good one for snipers.
I like Estate.
Yep.
I think we have an idea of where the maps are going to land in the voting, but when you account for the new modes, the modes that you were never playing in there before, when you get into hardpoint and you need that space to have that rotation, it'll be interesting to see what ones are popping up.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to jump into a private match lobby with my friends and run around and see where the hard points are on you know, these like on Derailed or something like that. Because Skid Row, like I was actually talking with Nameless in the back about this. It's like these maps now, like you have maps like Skid Row that could actually like be potentially viable, like competitively, which is quite exciting. It just changes the entire like feel of the offering, which, you know, we didn't have back then.
We've honestly already been talking to CDL a little bit about some of their favorites, about what they might want to play, and it's great to get their feedback early on to see how the competitive...
All right, we're looking at Lupo, my guy Lupo. He is in his loadout editor. We can get a good look here. He's got the lightweight boots. And Kim, I would love if you would take us through what we're seeing here and how loadout select has changed and what players can expect.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here, so someone is looking at our boots category. This is actually one of our new categories for perks. So we've split up the perks into 3 different categories. We have boots, gloves, and gear. And you're going to see some fan favorites come back. We've remixed some of the perks, and we've brought some new ones into the fray. Now, they're all also represented with physical gear items. So everything that you see there has some contextualization for players. So it's not just a list of things you're selecting from. It's like you're getting these movement boosts because you're bringing in boots, or you're getting this weapon handling bump because you're bringing in gloves. So we really like to add that sort of context for players to understand what they're bringing in for perks.
Yeah, it's different, it's logical, but you're also going to see some of the same perks that we know and love. So Call of Duty fans will be familiar with them, but presented in an all-new way. What are you guys most excited about to see here with players getting into that loadout edit and kind of customizing these builds out for their playstyles?
I think for me, it's all of the movement aspects of it, right? So we have so many things that are on there on perks that are around. We have one that allows you to slide further.
The knee pads.
Yeah, the knee pad.
Greg, I've been using the
pads.
I've been using the tack pads.
And then we have the lightweight boots. We have the canvas sneakers. I also hear those are your favorite.
I'm sneaky. I'm trying to move. I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
We need all the things.
So, and those are just going to cancel out your noise when you're moving around. They're going to eliminate footsteps.
The true silent movement
the
perk
true silent
is back. Yep.
Is there.
Can confirmed, have used it, heard nothing. So it is very silent.
Success. It was only footsteps.
Oh, yeah, no, I could. Well, yeah. Well, also, you know, I mean, I can't hear anymore either. Old age, anyway. No.
Keep making these old jokes. I don't know what's happening.
But hey, I guess when you're talking about Call of Duty having been around for so long, it's just amazing how we've all just grown up with this, right? And you guys are seeing these things that happened back then. The way the game was made, and you're taking ways to like improve upon it while also again keeping it very familiar, but also keeping it very fresh. Something that really stuck out to me, Kim, is that you guys bringing back that classic radar, right? You got your mini map with red dots on there.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad that came back in.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, so any unsuppressed weapon fire will show up as a red dot on the mini-map, and we think it's really just a core intel piece for our player base for Modern Warfare 3. We really want to make sure that people know where the firefights are happening, really understand, and as we mentioned earlier about just knowing the maps and being very familiar and nostalgic with those things, like you can see the red dots on the mini-maps and you can understand, I know the map already potentially coming in, I know how I'm going to flank, I know where we're going to go. You can strategize more with your teammates. So, we really just felt that bringing back the classic was absolutely the way to go.
It's classic gameplay returned to classic maps. I think to your point, on these maps, it makes perfect sense, especially with the familiarity. And even for new players, you're going to figure these maps out quickly, but it's it feels right. It feels great. I've really loved seeing it. You have a direct way to engage. So I'm really excited to hear you guys talk about that. And that's not the only piece of classic gameplay that you'll see returning in Modern Warfare 3.
Oh. Tell me more.
Tell me more. We've talked about a little bit of movement, but I'd like to get into some of the nitty-gritty. Slide animation cancel, reload animation cancel. They're both back.
Yeah. So we felt really strongly about bringing back slide cancel and reload cancel. And in both of those things, really the core was we wanted players to feel responsive and feel like they had a lot of options. So we know that when you commit to doing a slide, you're stuck on a pretty linear trajectory. We know that when you're doing a reload, some of those weapons have really long reloads. It's a real big commitment. So even after doing that, we wanted to make sure that players had the choice to cancel out of that, because we know things change moment to moment so quickly in these battles. And it felt right, and we're just so happy that we have it back in. And we know that I think we feel that players are really going to be happy these things are back in.
Awesome. We're going to see it a lot here today. I'm sure we have our movement kings and queens getting around the map in new and interesting ways. Now, Greg, time to kill, or TTK. Always a hot topic with our players, with our community. It's complex. It has a lot of different moving pieces when we talk about it. Can you give us details on what to expect in terms of time to kill for Modern Warfare 3?
Yes, I can. I can give you the exact details.
Yes, you can! This is the guy.
Only the exact details.
Only the exact details. So rather than 100 health, we have 150 health across all of our players.
So that's got parity with Warzone.
So that is parity with Warzone, what's currently live in Warzone. And it'll also carry over into Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 as well. And what we've also done with that time to kill, so what you're going to notice is it's much more consistent across the board. So we've eliminated some of these spikes that we've had in the past. because our modifiers, so we have modifiers on your, when you get a headshot, it does more damage. When you do a limb shot, it does less damage. So we've kind of normalized those and closed the gap between them. And what that allows for you as a player is you're able to really have this experience where it's consistent. So when you're putting bullets on target, it is now like you get that feeling, you get that rhythm back into your gameplay, and you're able to go from combat to combat and start to feel that pace of combat, especially with our hit markers now. Like the sound effect, if you haven't had a chance to listen to them, like they're fantastic. The audio team's done a great job with them.
Hit markers we have also fantastic.
Yeah, hit marker visuals as well. So you're also notice that headshot hit marker. So that's when that extra damage is going to come into play, and it's normalized across the board. So it is a little longer. You can respond to getting shot. Like as soon as you start to see your screen light up red, you can pull away, you can get into cover, and really take that engagement in the way that you want to take that engagement.
Yeah, I think with those visual identifiers and with the audio cues, kind of taking that step forward a little bit, you certainly feels like you have a bit more time to evade, definitely.
Yes.
You have more survivability, you have more options with the freedom of movement.
Yes, it certainly
to get out of combat. And that includes a new thing that I would like to talk about called tack stance.
Yes, tack stance is a fantastic addition to our movement set, as well as what you're doing with tactical gameplay. It is a mix, it's right in between your aim down the sight, so you're very like, pinpoint accuracy and your hip fire. So the hip fire is going to be that big spread that you have. And so what it allows you to do is when you're in ADS, you can actually go in and toggle tack stance.
We just saw the UI pop up on
sweet.
On
there
the
it
screen.
is. There's tack stance right there.
It's going to appear as down pad for those of you.
And for any
watching
like
gameplay.
sweats out there, I think it's important to note this is kind of it takes like an assault rifle and turns it into almost like a little bit of a sub, where you can kind of like push corners a little bit more aggressively with it.
It's great for SUB.
Yeah. So it feels like you're getting the best of both worlds with it, while also still obviously you're not going to get the full benefits of using an SMG.
And so those LMGs, like being able to take those longer range, when we talked earlier about Derail or some of the larger maps, like you want to be able to run a longer gun. So being able to take that in and then going to canted, going to tack stance, inside, indoors, going in those warehouses is a fabulous mechanic to have.
We just saw it here. We're seeing some clips of it.
Yeah, and it is very good. Having used it myself, I can see the application for it, and I think we're going to see some awesome outplay opportunities. Like players are going to go nuts with that feature. It's also nice just if you have a specific playstyle. Adam, you mentioned it's really great for close quarters combat, which is personally what I have used it for when I've been playtesting with you guys. But I think it's there if you want it, and if you're not, if you're not into it, don't use it. It's an option. It's again that optionality for players to choose how they engage with movement and all of these new fun toys that we're showing off in Modern Warfare 3.
And there are option settings for that tack stance right now. Down D-pad. If you're not a controller masher like I am, I get in there, I panic a little bit. There's options for you to allow you to put it on your stick, which, well, if you're not a keyboard and mouse player, and you can go in and it is much more like it is a skill at that point, being able to utilize that in those close quarters combat.
Right. Adam, I see you studying gameplay intently. We're on Rust here. What are we seeing?
I love me some Rust. And just talking about the options any player can use. Somebody was running a shotgun a second ago. Now we're seeing something with an AR. There's snipers up at the top of the tower. There's, on a map like this, that's
a lot of variety.
Yeah, that's really like fast gameplay. You can still see it's viable for all different play styles, which is really exciting.
Yeah, there really is nothing better than grabbing a shotty and just running around the map and.
I mean, he just had the Renetti out. He's going ham with it.
Going in.
You got all different options here. We're probably going to see a lot of that on Rust today.
Taking a hard point right now.
Well, this has been really fun to check out, and we have plenty more to watch, without a doubt here. But we're going to take a quick break from the gameplay for a brief second. We actually wanted to mention an awesome partnership between Call of Duty and the Hundreds. Now, you're taking a look here. We should be seeing in a moment at a limited edition Call of Duty Hundreds clothing line, and you have a chance to win one of these 50 sets. It's so simple. All you got to do is follow @CallOfDuty on X or Twitter, and make sure you tweet or post #CodNext and #sweepstakes for a chance to win one of 50 sets of the Ghost Bomb collection. So follow the channel, tweet the hashtags for a chance to win a set from this awesome lineup. And let's just go ahead and jump right back into the gameplay. And Greg, we'll toss one over to you here. So for anyone who has been playing Modern Warfare 2, right, we now know like their inventory. That's going to be making its way over to this game, which is really, really cool, and it creates that like value for that player. Like, hey, my time here was worthwhile.
Exactly, and it is all about honoring the player investment for us. Like we call this carry forward. We talked a little bit about it before. We had some blog posts about it, but with carry forward, all of your investment into Modern Warfare 2 is coming over into Modern Warfare 3. So any weapon that you unlocked is available for you day one in Modern Warfare 3, so you can go ahead and use that. Any operator that you've purchased or that you've unlocked as well. So if you got that spawn operator from Season 6.
The Season 6 Battle Pass is coming with us.
It's there. It's there at day one, and it's fantastic to have. Even all of those blueprints and everything coming in. With your weapon level as well is available. All
and
of your
camos.
Attachments, your camos are there.
If you completed your mastery camos, you got your Orion. That's coming with us.
But don't worry, the grind is still there for the Modern Warfare 3 weapons because it has its own set of completionist camos as well that you can go in and grind your heart out for those and go ahead and get those, in the game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the other new challenges coming to Modern Warfare 3 in a little bit, but exciting to hear that the camo grind is real. We'll be back on it before we know it. More to come soon.
Oh yeah, more to come. I love it. More to come soon. So ominous.
News at 6.
Well, speaking of weapons, though, I love the fact that we're going to get carried forward. I like the fact that there's plenty as we're seeing here. What other new weapons might we be treated to, I guess, moving forward here?
We have a bunch of new weapons coming in Modern Warfare 3. We have over 30 new weapons that you can experience, level, get new attachments for them. We have new global attachments as well that are available that you can use across all of your weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, even the Modern weapons. And then we have 20+ operators that are there for you to unlock and be able to use and experience.
If you don't mind me asking, how it must have been a fun challenge to take those weapons from MW2 and then bring them over to MW3 and like really try.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun challenge.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's been great, and being able to have all of those weapons and being able to have your arsenal come with you is an amazing experience.
I feel like it was important to you guys to have that.
It's very important for us to honor our players and be able to take all of that. But you spent a year in this game. We need to bring that into the next game and allow you to be able to experience it and have fun and not set you back all the way. We still have 1 to 55. You're going to be able to level that again. And we have new content in there for you to experience.
All the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles is there. But being able to have those weapons, being able to make it work with all of the attachments, we're actually doing tuning on those weapons as well, so they're not going to be exactly the same. They're going to
get the balance pass for Modern Warfare
they're going to have
3.
the essence of the Modern Warfare 2 weapons, but they're not going to be one-to-one. You can actually go in, and our friends at Binox have been able to put in detailed weapon stats for us, and you're going to be able to go in and look at all of those intricacies, check out what their headshot multipliers are, check out what their limb damage is, all of that stuff in there.
And that brings up attachment tuning. Attachment tuning is coming to Modern Warfare 3.
It is. It's part of Modern Warfare 2. It's part of that carry forward.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I think we're all just happy that what I had already used is gonna come with me.
Nicki Minaj is coming with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That was what I needed to know about. Not Spawn. Although I do love me some Spawn.
The Barbs are thrilled. Kim, we are seeing some epic looking skins and weapons on our creators here today. In fact, right now, if you look at the screen, check that out. I believe these are from the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. Can you give us some additional info?
Yeah, happy to. So what you're seeing right now are the weapon camos that are going to be in our Vault Edition. There's a blue and a red version. So there's the Crimson Fate is what we're calling one of them, and the Carbon Fate is the other. And these will be applicable on 4 different weapons if you get the Vault Edition, plus all of their attachments. And they're reactive, so the better you do in the match, the more eliminations you get in a match, the more you'll start to see that visual change on your weapon. And as you can see also, the operators have their own versions of this. These are the
cool.
Nemesis skins. So there is a blue version and a red version there. The blue version goes on Price and Ghost, and the red version goes on Warden and Makarov. Those are the 4 operators that get these skins. Same reactive tech, so you're going to see a little bit of the silver, metallic, shiny looking skin come up on the hands and the torso. the better you do in the match.
I've seen a lot of Warden hype on the internet, so I think people are really excited to see her in action, and that skin in particular is awesome. But one thing about the reactive skins, to your point, these are performance-driven, so that effect actually will scale back if you stop getting kills, guys.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, got to do well.
Gotta keep
You want to you want to see the fun stuff on screen.
Yeah.
We need you to perform. So those will be awesome. People will be popping off having these awesome effects go around the map as well. And of course, those are in the Vault Edition.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of the weapons and diving into it a little bit more, I understand as well that there is also a new system that you guys have on top of the aftermarket parts, right? Which that, if we could dive a little bit more into that, because that sounded really fascinating to kind of like make guns play in a different way just off of one part alone.
Yeah, it is. And here we're seeing a little bit of it where this is our that has a bullpup conversion to it. So they're full conversion kits that allow these weapons to really go cross-class and to change up. They are meaningful, powerful changes.
And that's a Renetti.
That's a Renetti that is actually turning into an SMG with this conversion kit. It's like a 3D printed part on there.
No secondary.
No secondary. So what you do not, like we have a gunner vest that allows you to take a primary as a secondary. You do not need to take that if you're out your Renetti for that aftermarket part to make it into an SMG.
And one of the coolest things is how you unlock these amps. So we're going to see, we call them amps. We love acronyms here, guys. So we have 2 amps that are coming to beta, I believe. But how you're going to unlock them at launch and beyond, you want to talk a little bit about those challenges?
Yeah, so in beta, they unlock a little differently than they do at launch. So at launch, they're actually, we have a new system called weekly challenges. It is pretty much exactly as it sounds. There are challenges, a group of challenges that we release weekly.
I was worried it was like bi-weekly for a moment.
Yeah. Trick question.
Yeah. Thankfully, it is every week. And then the reward for getting all of those challenges for that week is an aftermarket part. So the first 3 weeks that the game is out, we have an aftermarket for those challenges. You can then take that aftermarket part into the game and use that.
I think too, again, it just, the through line with Modern Warfare 3, this is player choice, is player freedom. It's on, you know, this new way to customize the experience and let the player kind of choose the way to have that, their own play style reflected in those guns, using the amps. It's super exciting.
Yeah, it definitely is. As we're going to continue to take, you know, just more of a look and enjoy, you know, the game as players continue to run around and get into some more shenanigans, playing some domination here as well on the state. I've done that many times. So, you know, this is, again, it still just baffles my mind that I'm looking at, you know, these maps in 2023, and I'm just excited to play them. Yeah, and even the movement. I'm just excited to play them then as I am now, you know, like that is such a wonderful feeling to have. And then also on top of that too, just to see the way that, you know, players can interact with the ways you build your classes. I really do like what you guys did with the perk system and how you contextualized it and made it like a physical thing. Was that like a desire to kind of just make it a bit more grounded, or what was the, I guess, the design choice on that? Rather than just going with pictures on a screen, you guys went for something quite bold.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really was a big part of the context for the players. You know, it's not just a UI menu with choices, you know, that were sort of ambiguous. It was a little bit, we wanted to make sure that you brought in your fighting load carrier, right? Your FLC was what we talked about, you know, internally is this thing where every piece of gear that you brought in did something meaningful for your loadout selection. So perks was a big part of that, you know, and we got a chance to look at the gear items, all inspired by real-world military tech and items, and you know, we were able to really figure out what goes with what and what are the remixes we want to make, and we think we came up with a really good and interesting field of choices in our perks this year.
So I don't know if you guys can see it. We're taking a look around the room at the moment. We actually have a 2-story streaming tower. I'm going to call it a tower.
Pretty epic in here.
It's absolutely wild in here, and everyone is very focused on their play. It all of a sudden, oh hey, that's us. Oh hey guys. GG's.
Hello.
So we've got this big giant room filled with Modern Warfare 3, filled with awesome creators from all over the world, and as Ted Timmons would say, the vibes are good. We're going to hear Ted talk about vibes.
I do want to point out that screen you're looking at there, that, you know, the logo, the Modern Warfare, that's a screen. That, like, and behind there are all the players that are behind that screen, which is so cool. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do. 15 years in this industry, still continuously to be shocked by new tech that comes out all the time.
This is Call of Duty, baby.
Yeah, you guys go big. I respect it.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, I love it. Love to see it here. We get a few of these games wrapped up, but there's definitely this sense in the room of like, all right, Q next, go next, GG go next,
It is.
go next.
It's so fun to play it. Like every day I come into the office and I boot up the game, get into a match as quickly as possible, and start playing. And it is just fun to watch them play as well because there's so many things that they're doing. Like earlier we were watching a circuit around the estate house, and that movement just looks so hot going through it. So like being able to mantle, we have sprint when you're tack sprinting. We actually increase the mantle speed so it feels more fluid as you're going across. And we're regenning your tack sprint as you're sprinting as well.
I also saw a couple people pop off with Battle Rage. So Battle Rage is back.
Battle Rage is back. It's actually moved into the tactical slot.
Yes.
So it is very powerful. So if you take that, we have an awesome vest, the engineering vest that allows you to take 2 tacticals. As maybe we didn't touch on the vest.
Actually, let's
talk about some of the vests.
Yeah, so the vest is a really big piece of that. Like it is our main core piece of gear. Kim touched on how we contextualized everything. That vest is we're contextualizing what you're actually putting into the game. So it's going to dictate what your tacticals, what tactical slots you have, how many you can take, how many lethals you can take, how many well, you get 1 boot and you get one glove, so you can't take multiple gloves. But how many gear slots you can actually have. So with the engineering vest that I just mentioned, you're getting 2 tacticals that you can take
at the cost of your lethal.
At the cost of your lethal, and you also gain another gear slot.
Awesome.
And that gear slot is super important because that gear slot is where all of your intelligence perks lie. So those are things like what we used to call hardline or high alert sit in that slot, and now you can take both of them at the time and really have that advantage.
Awesome. And if there are 4 vests to choose from at the moment, I believe.
Correct. In beta, there are 4,
So in beta, there are 4. Expect to see those tomorrow. Infantry vest, engineer vest. Seen a lot of people running infantry vests today. In fact, right here at the moment, we just got a peek at the loadout.
That is going to allow your tack sprint to regen faster. It is the core. Like if you're familiar with Call of Duty, I imagine most of our people watching are. That is your core loadout. So you have your your normal 3 perks. And you get your tactical, lethal, primary, secondary. And what's cool about the vests is they actually have perks baked into them. So with the infantry vest baked in right away, you're getting that tack sprint refresh even faster, and also a little bit of an extended time there. And one of the things that we've done across the board is we've increased that tack sprint, and we've also allowed you to have much more faster ADS strafe speeds as well in there.
Yeah, I do like how you guys have managed to take a lot of the vests and stuff and then make it also combined with other things or like really have everything kind of synergized together and have you create like the optimal build here. It's quite customizable.
And it's really helped out a lot with how we balance the game in that sense, because now what we've done is we've let you take more than we normally do. But we've also balanced that out with what you can't take in that same moment.
There are trade-offs, very clear trade-offs, I think, between what you're talking about, selecting the vest, selecting the boots. It's going to come at a cost, where the balance lies.
Yeah, and we love that we are going into these matches. You're making decisions. You have to make those decisions before you go in, and really, have consequences if you're choosing wrong and learn from it and go back and make new decisions.
So I can't change those in match, correct?
You can change them in
I can't change that was a trick.
The consequences. The consequences are,
go hide
we want
somewhere.
you to be in
I was
control.
like,
You'll still have to live with the consequences of your actions.
I always do.
For that moment.
They've been haunting me for years now. Let's talk. I haven't seen anybody get one yet. I've seen a couple streaks pop off, but I'm wondering about kill streaks. If we have any personal favorites at the desk here.
Well, for sure. I mean, the equipment selection we have in Modern Warfare 3 is so much fun. I think my personal favorite, we'll start with the Breacher drone, which is actually a lethal. It's in your lethal slot.
Yes.
So it's basically a handheld drone that you pull out, and it's just a slow flying down a hallway. You can clear dom points, hard points, and wipe out an entire enemy squad with it.
You want a 4-piece? equip the breacher drone.
Yeah.
That's your option.
It'll explode on impact. The counter to that one, though, it's slow moving enough. You can shoot it down if you see it in the sky coming at you.
There you go.
So in addition to that, we have a mosquito drone, which you shoot into the air, and it basically encircles an area and then dive bombs an enemy when an enemy approaches that area.
I will, in fact, say that my experience with the mosquito drone has been quite like as annoying as a real mosquito. they plague me in matches when I've play tested, and so I'm
Tricky. Headphones on.
Tricky,
turn them up,
yeah.
because that's how you know
hear
it's
that
coming.
thing coming,
Right,
yeah.
right. We have something called the ACS, which is affectionately called the capture bot on the dev team. So it's basically this box that you throw down on a dom point or hard point, and it'll capture the point for you. So you can hang back and get in cover, and then let it capture the point for you. So when enemies come to try to take it, you can take them out from behind cover. So just yesterday, I had an awesome match where I put down an ACS on a dom point and then shot a mosquito drone in the air that it was patrolling. So I just like hung back and watched the whole thing unfold. An enemy rolled in there to try to get my ACS out, and then the mosquito drone got it, and I didn't have to do anything. I was just like, that's right. That's all my equipment doing
You're
the,
like, I
the work
have
for me.
crafted the master plan
Yeah.
to capture this point.
I was pretty proud of myself. It was pretty epic.
And then you went on to drop a nuke and have a big game. You know?
Yeah.
Not that good yet, but
Okay, all right.
He drops 100 on shipment, guys. Don't believe it.
No, it was an awesome moment. So yeah, we just have a bunch of fun stuff coming in terms of lethals, tacticals, field equipment, streaks. We have the Guardian that gets a lot of love. It's basically, this thing that you put down that's an area of denial tool. You can just, it really limits enemies' movement when they run into the beam that it shoots out.
It doesn't actually eliminate players. For those of you who are going to stay tuned for Warzone later, which is hopefully all of you, I think we're going to see a lot of the Guardian in Battle Royale later. But it is that aerial denial, not necessarily getting the eliminations, but eliminating the players who are affected by the Guardian.
It's almost like a stun grenade, and we have something called the comm scrambler that you throw down, and it's basically, it creates like the ghost perk in a certain area. So, it wipes out enemy communication. So enemy UAVs won't work. Like everybody won't show up on the map in this certain area. But the counter to that is like everyone can see
the active area. Yeah,
exactly.
So you'll get ghost, I believe you said, if you're inside the vicinity of the comm scrambler, but you can see where it's active on the map. So expect to be
as soon as you throw it down, everybody knows where it is. They just you're hidden in that bubble for a little while,
which could be very useful indoors. I think that's a very cool tool to have. So, but before we wrap up the convo here on Core 6v6, I wanted to ask you about ranked play.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Greg, what can you tell us, and can you give us any little details on when we can expect to see ranked multiplayer?
We can. So our friends at Treyarch are on the case again with ranked play. They do a fantastic job with it. We love partnering with them on it. And they're going to bring that experience, update it, modernize it from Modern Warfare 2, bring that forward, and then for Season 1.5, which is mid-season one.
Sometime during Season 1.
We will have it out, and that's when it's going to launch, because if we want enough time where players can get familiar with everything, they can understand what's happening within the game, and start to build those restrictions within the game. And you can find out more from Treyarch as we go through development.
As we get closer, we're going to be talking more about it, but excited to say that later in Season 1, we will have a ranked play coming to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. But that wraps up our Core 6v6 gameplay for the day. We're going to see the folks behind us switch over. We've got an exciting new mode to talk about that we're going to get to here in a second. It's called Cutthroat. It is awesome. There's so much to get into there. But first, we have a quick special announcement for all of our PlayStation players out there like me. Take a look.
When they speak of me, they want to lock your doors. C'est mignon.
Enemy contact! Move!
That's cute. luck. I couldn't break.
PlayStation.
Announcing the PlayStation exclusive lockpick operator pack, including the Van Goghted lockpick operator skin, the American Gothic blueprint, and the Starry Knife melee weapon blueprint. Lockpick is a cunning art feat with noble motivations and an exciting new operator to come to Modern Warfare 3. PlayStation players can get the lockpick operator by pre-ordering the Modern Warfare 3 on the PlayStation Store with the items playable at the game's launch on November 10th. I didn't know she was a PlayStation exclusive operator. This is my main in all the playtests. I auto-lock lockpick. It is how it is.
Did you know she was an art thief?
I didn't know she was an art thief. I was like, Thomas Crownheffer, hello, it's me. But we're about to head into live gameplay action for a brand new mode coming to Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. But first, a couple of words from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL, play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition Watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next here at the Creators Arena. Everyone's getting ready to hop into the brand new mode, Cutthroat. And this is going to be a unique one because it's 3v3 action, so you're gonna have a little bit of a mosh pit there going on.
There's a lot of threes in it.
Yeah.
It's fun to say.
It is. It is.
Really
It is hard to say after a while. It's all about elimination. So you're there. As long as your squad can take out the other two squads, that's how you're gonna win. It is inspired by gunfight. Like you are actually it is a very competitive mode. The thing that we like about it is it plays on all of our fantastic 16 launch maps that are there, and you get to play them in a new way. So in the past, like TDM, you're spawning at either side of the map. What Cutthroat is allowing us to do is put these triangular spawns in. So because they're 3 different teams, you now have 3 points. Triangle. Math somewhere
That's
in there.
geometry, brother.
Simple maths.
Yeah. And so it allows you to experience these maps in a way that you've never experienced before, which is part of that modernization that we like to talk about in the maps. And it's a fun experience to have, super competitive, and it's one life to live mode. It's very fun.
You can regen your down teammates, though. If you see
Yeah, so you
one
got
of your
the
homies
revives.
get downed, yeah, you can go over there and revive them. That's a fun little way to, come back after.
What led you guys to
behind.
want to make this mode? What was the inspiration behind it?
It was gunfight in a lot of
Just
ways.
pure- yeah.
Gunfight, of course, is 2v2.
2v2 is
this is
gunfight.
really
Yeah,
taking
and
that
it's
to the
played on
next level.
separate maps. It's
Yep.
played on different maps. And so what we wanted to do is be able to really focus on the 16 maps that we had at launch and be able to have a mode that is as exciting, as competitive, as gunfight in there, and really bring something new to the table, too. So our players can go out and have fun and enjoy a new experience with their squad.
Yeah,
And you can take your loadout this time. So,
yes,
yeah,
that's
so
what I was going to
gunfight,
say.
yeah, right,
Unlike Gunfight, we're not providing the squads with weapons. You can actually bring your blueprints and your loadout with you.
Yep,
that's right.
And it is sweaty.
It is a sweaty mode.
I am so excited to see these guys play it because they're awesome at the game anyway. We see Dr. Lupo here. He is on Cutthroat, and of course the objective, the capture point at the end, is
It's already there. Yep.
the overtime.
Oh, he's down.
You can't get downed, but and picked up by your teammates. Now, what happens
Not
when
anymore.
Not anymore. You're eliminated. You're out. That's
Yeah.
it. You got to wait for the next round.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
No
The
respawn.
rounds are quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really fast. We spent a lot of time making sure that you just weren't sitting there with dead air, essentially, watching your teammates have fun. And that flag there is now available, so they can go and capture that flag. Whoever, well, they got eliminated, but whoever gets that flag first, just like Gunfight, is going to do it.
Okay.
Between rounds, though, we rotate where that flag is because, again, geometry, that triangle, right? We could put it in the center every time, but it gets a little difficult.
Yeah. Gives players an
So that-
opportunity to move around and actually
Yeah.
interact with more in the map, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you're experiencing these maps in brand new ways. It is a lot of fun to have in there.
That guy's got really cool hair.
I was going to say something, but as a person who has none, I figured I would refrain from it.
No, I feel like, if anything, awesome. It looks a lot like the Operator Oz in Modern Warfare 2, actually.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Back into Cutthroat again. I'm very interested in these smaller game modes because I think it just creates opportunities for you to have like those real like intense interactive moments.
It's
right?
very intimate, and you get to you get situations like this where you're trying to figure out like how to use your you could pop smoke here, and really just understand because there's this tension that's building around like when is this flag gonna pop?
Yeah.
When do I want to go in? When does I want to have my team rush in?
Is that what you do? You would throw smoke? You'd throw smoke right here, Greg?
No, there's no reason to throw smoke right here because you got to wait for the flag to come up.
Oh, there's the breacher drone. Breacher drone. Yeah.
You might want the.
Okay. I love this guy's strat. It's a good strat.
Yeah, we have the EMD grenade, which would be great in this situation because you just throw it out, pop it, and then if you get another player on the team, they're going to show up constantly on your mini-map for your entire team.
So it's to me, EMD grenade, a little bit like a snapshot, but it actually is going to stick to the enemy player.
It does.
That player will then get a prompt. You might be able to tear it off, I believe.
Yeah, you just pull it right out.
But it'll track you around the map and like have way more visibility on the enemy squad there. EMD, very, very clutch.
Overpowered if you hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I haven't seen actually was the thermo barrack grenade. Because I actually do like that one because it's kind of like a Molotov, but like so it just like does a big boom, and then also has area denial as well.
Yeah. Denial, and it bounces, so it will not detonate on impact. So you can throw it around corners, you can throw it under cars.
You get that frag effect.
Yeah, and it adds a little bit of additional damage to explosive after the fact. So even if you survive the initial blast of that one, you could get taken out pretty easily after.
Lupo just hit a clutch headshot. He picked up his teammate, and we're swapping over to Favela.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
I love this map.
I've gotten wiped down a few of those.
What's your favorite?
Out of these 5 we're playing today?
Yeah.
I have to go with Favela. I just, I know there are a bunch of high-rise stands amongst
alone.
us. Yeah.
I too am a Favela stand.
But
so
I'm just looking at it. This is beautiful.
Greg, you're the tiebreaker here.
Oh.
We've got 2 for high rise.
I love them all. They're all my babies.
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can't give any of them
no
up.
favorite children here. We got
Favela is quite awesome with all of the movement, with everything that's happening.
That's right.
And high rise is also
Oh, come
great.
on, Greg. At some point.
They're all unique in their own way.
You know what? I'm switching my vote to Estate just to.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're going to be alone.
Look at that. You split the vote. How could you?
How could I? I know.
I think I love Favela because remember that play I was talking about doing with like the capture bot and the mosquito drone? That was on Favela.
There it is.
I've got a special place in my heart.
I like a little second floor store that I believe you guys have opened a window up that wasn't necessarily there before, so you can kind of see downhill.
I am
Shouldn't
trash.
be any new windows.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I might have misspoken. I thought it just was more open than it was previously.
Oh, yeah, it's possible we allowed you to mantle out of it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of those things that are in the like metrics wise. Like the metrics have changed in a lot of things. Like how large our doors are.
Yeah.
We actually have the doors in here. I know not everybody's thrilled with that, but it is a fun mechanic to have. It adds a lot, especially within Cutthroat, because now you're peeking those. You're able to use them for your advantage in there. We feel that they add a lot to the gameplay.
And I bring the window up only because, to your point earlier, it's those small touches that you guys have really brought to these maps that make them feel unique and different in modern play we're going to see here in Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, while we have a moment and we're looking at Cutthroat, let's talk about some of the other modes as well. Ground War, I touched on a little bit earlier on. I want to dive back into it again because it's back in Modern Warfare 3. You got large-scale maps that are going to be coming at launch, and I guess Kim, give us a rundown on Ground War because I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy that Ground War is coming back in Modern Warfare 3. Again, this is our big 32v32 mode. It's the biggest battle that we have in the multiplayer experience. And we will be showcasing 3 new Ground War maps at launch, with 2 of them being playable in the open beta.
Okay.
I believe that's the Levin Resort that we just saw there.
Yeah, right. So in the beta, we have Popov Power and Orlov Military Base.
Orlov Military Base.
Yeah, but these are the 3. Yeah, you got it down.
Season 3.
Yeah, we also have a few new vehicles. So during the open beta, you'll be able to play, I believe, 2 new vehicles for Modern Warfare 3, with more to come at launch and during live seasons.
That's right.
Awesome. And we mentioned it a bit earlier, but War Mode is returning. In addition to Ground War, the favorite from Call of Duty World War II, coming back with Modern Warfare 3.
It is awesome, and it is the attack defend mode. Adam spoke a little bit about it earlier, but you are Task Force 141, trying to down a Coney group that has taken over a military base. They are launching ICBMs, and you are getting your tank out there, escorting down area, and just having a blast doing it, and not with the ICBMs as well.
Good ICBM pun there.
Yeah, there was. It was trying to come out, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I saw what you were doing there. I liked it. Yeah. And also, there was a really cool tank on screen that was just causing utter mayhem.
Right.
So that's what we care about.
It is that attack defense scenario where you are escorting that down the path, and it is a very linear combat. You have very clear lines of sight, clear battle lines. That's the gameplay that we're going for.
Is it 6v6, 5v5? What's the?
It is 6v6.
6v6. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. So it is classic war mode. If we all remember what classic war mode is, but it is linear objectives. There's 3 sets of them, and it is a fantastic experience that we're excited for players to get their hands on.
Lots to look forward to.
Ain't that the truth? There's just so many options, which is the thing that really sticks to me. Like, if you don't want to jump in with your friends and just, play regular matchmaking, you could do war mode, you could do ground war. Was that, it feels like that was the mission of the studio here, to like really give players that ability to just like make the decision, go with your friends, play what you want.
And like I mentioned about some of the new maps coming in live season, we have a bunch of new modes planned for live season as well that we're looking forward to sharing very soon.
Cool.
All right, well, I'm all for it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here today to share Modern Warfare 3 with the world. And that is going to wrap it up for the MW3 multiplayer segment of the show. Once again, a big thank you to Adam, Greg, as well as Kim for joining us here. But now we're going to head over to one of my favorite people. It's Maven, who's got a couple streamers that he's going to be putting in the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars. Trust me, it's as hilarious as it sounds. Maven, who you got?
Thank you. When I thought about being hot and ready, the first thing that came to mind was my guy, Legion.
Hey, I'm really proud to be the other bald guy on stage with you today. We're doing it. We're doing it.
It looks beautiful. Listen, the first thing you said to me is how fun this is, and you're like, I'm feeling like I'm 18 again, out frying.
Listen, I'm cranking out energy drink burps right now. I'm 30, I'm feeling 18. I just smoked Biffle. Where's he at? I don't know where he's at. Guy's incredible, but I smoked him with a shotgun. I'm feeling alert right now, Maven.
I can tell the second you sat down, like, my guy is locked. What have you loved the most so far about just getting in, diving into MW3?
Brother, all the fun stuff is really fun. The shotguns, the new tags, the new lethals, where I'm just out here doing anything to just make everybody angry. It's just angry as possible. I'm zooming.
Well, was it a bit of a surprise at first? Like, when you got in, like, how much fun you were having? Like, does it kind of defy expectations?
Listen, I was 16 when Modern Warfare 2 came out. So all these maps that we are playing in Modern Warfare 3 right now, throwing back, bro, it's just like you picked it right back up again, and I'm bodying. I don't know, it's so fun.
You're a talented and very handsome guy. Now let's talk about the chair. This is the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars. We were a little bit worried about what this was going to be able to handle, especially if I tried to sit on your lap. But this is the hot seat, dude. You like yourself some pizza?
Listen, I was a little worried that the cardboard capacity, I'd be a little overweight. But I'm feeling really good right now, and I feel like you and I together in this hot seat together, it's just too much hotness. This is too much interaction. If our bald heads connect one more time, the venue lights shut down.
Speaking of that, we got to get out of here. Let's get this over to Shift Legion. Thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, there's just always comedy with two bald guys in the mix. But yeah, I hold Shift here with the one and only Shotzi. I got to start with the fun question first. I mean, just enjoyment level. How are you enjoying the game to this point?
This game's amazing, man. I have nothing but good things to say about this game. I love the movement. Everything about it's got like.
All right, you set me up for like the perfect segue. Have you found ways to finesse the movement system yet? Because I know going into the beta, that's probably your main goal, is to find ways to just completely over-embellish the movement system. How are you feeling so far about how this game moves?
It moves smoothly than any other COD I've played. I feel like it has a mix of like fast and a little bit of a slower slot cancel, but yeah, I love it. It's very, very fast.
Have you broken anything yet?
I'm not broken anything, but I will say that there's like these sneakers that allow you to like slide any ADS, and I feel like that's meta right now.
All right, so make sure you check out the stream for that, because that's going to be all the hacks and clues for that. Now, getting into the competitiveness, I mean, last year, lots of conversations about skill gap. Where is it going to be? Do you feel like movement is going to be one of the main focus points for those trying to take their game to the more competitive level, or where do you think that the competitive skill gap is going to be for this game?
So yeah, definitely movement. I feel like slide canceling obviously is going to be, you know, very OP, and then I feel like the aim assist in this game is actually very not as sticky as other games. I feel like mid and far range, it's actually, yeah, not as sticky. So that's definitely interesting.
Fair enough. Shotzi, thanks so much, my man. Of course, you can check him out on his stream. And, well, with that, we're going to go back up to Miles and Lottie to give us their thoughts on what they just saw with multiplayer before we come back with the team from Treyarch to give us our first look at game footage and details for Modern Warfare Zombies. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Call of Duty Next. My name is Miles Ross. I'm joined here in the fireside chat. I've got one Prague, we got OVP, we got Nameless, and we have Alley Cat on the corner there. We are going to be, I suppose reacting is one way to put it now, but like, this is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had to work in my life. I've never been this excited about a COD. Like, Legion hit the nail on the head. I'm 18 again, 34 in skin, but 18 in gunny. Lottie, first impressions, lay it on me, girl.
Oh gosh, I mean, how cool is this? I think you get that element of nostalgia, the new kind of newness from the game as well. It's refreshing all in one. I mean, for me, I think it's got to be about the fact that you can kind of almost customize what you want to do, what type of player you want to be in game. I mean, it starts with movement, and then you're looking at the perk system, but there's a balance there as well. And I'm just so excited to see what type of player, first of all, I'll be, but especially our two MP experts over here, Nameless, Ali. I mean, you guys not only talk about multiplayer for a living, but you guys play it day in, day out, so many hours grinding. Nameless, what are you making of it so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I've been playing Call of Duty since way back in the day, 06, back to COD 2. And for me, what this feels like is you're getting the classic maps, you're getting the best things that we all fell in love with Call of Duty about, but you're also getting the best of the innovations of recent Call of Duties as well. So it's just been spectacular seeing, we played Hardpoint on Skid Row yesterday. Who could say that in 2023? It's been amazing, Allie.
No, it really has. I think it's interesting that you brought up like the play style, because I feel like in events like this especially, like I was bringing up Warzone players, like their style of play is a little bit different from like what we see on a day-to-day basis, and even just normal content creators, they're going for snipes and stuff, and High Rise obviously a perfect place for that. So I think the fact that the movement feels so smooth, and to see everybody, there's something for everyone, right? So, I mean, it's been a great day so far.
So far, so good. We have a little bit more time than we thought we'd have, guys, so we can delve a little deeper here. I think one of the coolest things, and the desk touched upon it a little bit, we got to experience yesterday when we played. We're making the most meaningful decisions, I think, ever in COD when it comes to our loadouts now and our perks. So what vest I'm wearing, I ran the Demolition vest. It means I think I lose one of my tacticals, but I gain like 2 lethals, which, quite frankly, the fun, way too much fun actually.
That thing's insane. The breacher drone, you just throw it in a hallway, it flies super quick. You can actually shoot out of the air. I didn't know that yesterday. Tried it.
I shot my own drone down accidentally. I was pre-aiming somebody in cover. They were in perfect chest height cover. Yeah. I let the drone fly out, and it follows a direct path. It doesn't have the craziest range. It is fast enough. But I was pre-aiming that spot, and then when the guys, with the red dot appeared, I fired away. I shot down my own breacher drone. But it's just one of many fun new items that we have to play with here. And again, meaningful choices, like from top to bottom. What shoes am I wearing? What kind of gloves am I wearing in this loadout? Yeah. How do I want to play? Am I stationary? I might have the strafe speed shoes on, get my shoulders working. We heard Shotzi talk about the tack stance and how he's sliding around the map. And this is something we cannot stress this enough, friends. You're going to be schmooving in this game like you may have never moved before in COD.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I want to hear what you think as well as the fact that you can turn a pistol basically into an SMG. You don't need a perk. You don't need to have that on. You can literally do that yourself with guns and get it to the way that you want it. I mean, running basically a secondary SMG with an AR. I mean, that's just stunning.
We heard them talk about it too with like the aftermarket weapon attachments as well with the weekly challenges. So there'll be a bunch of different types of variations that you have with your gun. But we saw the Renetti. It's already insane. I saw a tweet from Scump on the timeline, a 10-piece with the Renetti. So when you turn that into an SMG, I mean, it's going to be crazy. The world's your oyster.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. Ali, I've got to ask you, what are you most excited about? You play so much, but jumping into game, what type of player do you think you see yourself becoming with Modern Warfare 3 now?
I just gotta order some new controllers to get used to breaking my thumbsticks all over again. Honestly, that's that's something that is really close to the CDL heart. The competitive style is getting into the slide canceling and the ADSing, like Shotzi was touching on. But also, I just want to talk about the fact of like I was 9 years old when a lot of these maps were a thing, and like my bad. But yeah, like I was watching my dad play, but like I don't. Like those are core memories for me, but I never really got to load in. And so like now as a 23-year-old getting to load into these maps and kind of like have the nostalgia of, oh, I kind of recognize this, like I kind of know this map, but like not knowing every nook and cranny just yet. And like, so it's still kind of new to me, but it's also nostalgic at the same time.
And to Ali's point, like think about running around favela and being able to mantle as fast as you can in this game. Some of the different boots that you mentioned, we were messing around with that slide yesterday. It goes for a while and you can aim in virtually instantly and cancel it as well. So there's so many different things that people are gonna get into this game and figure out. It's gonna play a bit different than obviously back in day with MW2, but a lot better. It feels super smooth.
And that's the most important thing we've been touching upon and people have been asking us about. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Oh,
it feels really good. It's very, very smooth. To your point, sliding shoes on, I'm hitting tack stance faster than ever, I'm sliding with full ADS. You can hit snipes, guys. Have you ever imagined hitting a fully zoomed in snipe while sliding? Well, MW3 is the game for you. But yeah, and we've got a lot of cool stuff. All the one-times optics, so anything red dot, a lot of the hollows. None of these things really add anything to ADS speed anymore. So the game itself in general has sped up tremendously. We were messing around with tack stance yesterday as well. I mean, sort of the canted approach to take to your weapon. I'm running a big ×8 scope, right? And I can't ADS in, but if I want to hit those more CQB situations, I'm keeping maximum spatial awareness. I've got my situational awareness, my screen's up. I'm able to use a weapon with a big scope in close range, whether it's an LMG, whether it's a sniper. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still really nice to have choices as a player. We've got so many options here. So much fun.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, right? The buzzword, I think, coming off the back of what we saw on the desk. It's the choices that you can make. And I think balance is such an important thing. I think in any Call of Duty game, balance is key, especially when you're going up against players who do have a choice of what they want to run, especially with perks. But being able to have that potential to take something away, if you do want to risk and reward, you're coming in with potentially like silent footsteps, you're running ghosts, you're making sure that you're the type of player you want to be, but something also is taken away from you. So that balance is so, so important, I think, in all Call of Duty titles.
100%. I mean, footsteps are silent if you want them to be. That is a massive W. I was running around yesterday and I saw red dots on the mini map. My footsteps were silent. I was sneaking up on people. I was just having a blast. I mean, we're talking about 12 years ago when these maps came out. They look even better now. So I can't wait to get my hands on that beta, which is coming out soon.
Very, very soon indeed. Well, it's exciting to be reminiscing for very, very good reason. As we talked about earlier, we are celebrating Call of Duty's 20th anniversary, which is an amazing milestone. And with a great milestone comes an opportunity for great rewards. To celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty history, players can receive daily login rewards between October 6th to October 16th for every single daily login per day, up to 7 in total. You'll receive these rewards, which you're seeing on screen, including an old school price operator skin. That takes me back. These rewards all will carry forward in MW3 as well, so grab them now and take them into the next title. For more details, head over to the Call of Duty blog. Nameless, your earliest memory of COD, was it like waiting in line at midnight trying to get something? What was it for you, mate?
I mean, yeah, first off, I will say we didn't have cool swag like this in these digital packs. I mean, this is that was before that time, but I mean, just playing split screen was the best like old memories I have with my friends and screen looking, trying to figure out where they were on Call of Duty 2. And now it's 2023 and we got everything, and you can still screen watch. It's right there, they're right next to each other.
Next level.
We might be some players doing that here.
No way. Incredible memories that have been had on Call of Duty. Ali, what is your earliest memory on COD?
Well, I know I talked about playing with my dad, but I think one of the more core memories, which I can't wait to break down the new and exciting stuff in that game mode coming later, has to be with zombies. When I was in middle school, I'd go over to my friend Anastasia's house, and we'd go in our basement, we'd turn off all of the lights, and then we'd load up split-screen zombies on her big TV on the couch, and just all night on her Xbox just sitting there playing zombies on town survival, you know, going as far as we could, training them around the lava pit in the center. So that's definitely like a core memory for me.
I love to hear that. We're going to be sharing lots more stories on these couches, I am sure, as we get through the rest of today. But we also wanted to remind everyone again that early access to the multiplayer beta kicks off tomorrow for PlayStation players and next week for Xbox and PC players. You saw a ton of great multiplayer content today. Play that and more over the next week. Check out the Call of Duty blog for more details. I personally can't wait to see everybody get in the mix.
Or don't worry, in addition to open beta early access, all those PlayStation players out there, be sure to pre-order on PlayStation Store to get an exclusive look at the Lockpick Operator Pack at MW3's launch.
Big question is, what did you guys think of Lockpick? That's another one that we saw on the desk. And I mean, there's so much to break down here. All of the team were going through every single detail, but Ali, what did you make of it?
She's freaking cool. Like, I know Stephanie talked about how she insta-locks her every single time that she's loading up into a game, and I might have to follow suit. Like, we might have to battle it out for who gets to be the lockpick in game, because she is cool.
Yeah, I'm down with the blue camo as well. Very excited to see all the crazy skins. We've got a tease of some of those skins in the game, and already the trailers, you name it, it's all happening. But Lockpick available for you PlayStation players. Hit that pre-order. We've had quite a deep dive on MW3's multiplayer mode so far, and over the past couple of months, I mean, I suppose that was the best way to put it. We've had some teasers, we've had some insights, we've had a few leaks of the return of Makarov and what that means to Modern Warfare 3's campaign. All that in store very, very soon. But now, though, friends, it's time for something quite different. Straight from our friends at Treyarch, here is a look at Modern Warfare Zombies.
We'll never get free. Land to the slaughter.
One of our patrols reported hostile contact.
And there's blood in the water.
Then went dark.
There's one! I can see him!
You will infill into a low-threat zone. Nothing gets in. And nothing, I say again, nothing gets out. The situation is dynamic and evolving. There are other friendly assets on the ground. Those threats.
Friendly squad in the AO. Moving in to assist.
Strike team, you have execute authority. Proceed to the high threat zone. Forget what you know. Monsters are real. Welcome to Operation Deadbolt.
You just got a sneak peek at the end of that trailer of the Soul Harvester weapon blueprint. More on that in just a bit. But now, let's welcome some very special guests from Treyarch, because you got Kevin Drew as well as Miles Leslie. Kevin is the Associate Director of Design, and Miles is the Associate Creative Director. Welcome to the both of y'all, and it is so exciting to talk about some
Oh,
zombies.
man. Fired up to be here. Yes, let's
It
talk
looks awesome in
zombies.
here. We just swapped over to a little undead purple in the back.
When I think of the undead, I think of
the
purple.
ambiance.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about purple and zombies that just, it really does something for me. But guys, earlier this week, we held an event at Treyarch. We were able to bring a couple of different groups of creators who are here today at Call of Duty Next into Treyarch. First time you guys have had folks in the studio in a long time. It was super exciting. You want to talk a little bit about the event and some of the awesome reactions we got to see in the room from these guys?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience bringing in those people. You know, zombies is traditionally something that is a mode based on exploration, discovery, but we felt like there's so much new here. We really wanted to get a group in there and play it, get hands-on, get impressions, get feedback, and we just had a really great time playing with them.
You're getting to see a couple of the reactions in the room there. They got to see some footage. They got some playtime. You guys answered lots of questions.
Yeah, the playtest was absolutely fantastic. There were so many awesome moments. It just felt right getting them into play.
Well, I was going to ask, like, as you know, having been in the lab, making this for so long, right? And then getting people to see it. In what you guys said before, I remember you guys mentioning that it's not a thing you do often, bringing people into the studio. So that must have been a very, like, almost revealing experience for you guys, right?
It felt very good getting outside people besides us playing it.
Yeah,
like,
you're like, oh, wait a minute, this game is good.
Hey, this is super fun. You know? So it's like, we were right. Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Guys, one of the most popular questions I noticed, you know, ripe amongst the crowd of creators that was there, Easter eggs. We know them, we love them, we want them in zombies. What, if anything, can you tell us? Give us a little taste.
I mean,
a little tidbit, a little morsel.
A little something.
We can't give them all.
Giving any.
Well, then what should we expect?
So if you were paying attention to that trailer you just saw for the first time, maybe at the end, if you go back and scrub it, you might see something that you'll see that's kind of big. Now, I don't want to give it all away. There's a lot to discover in this open world zombies.
Oh yeah, and I think that is going to lead perfectly to my question, which is, with so much that needs to be unpacked here, I guess, you know, what I'm curious about is, like, what are the key things that you want the community to know about this iteration of zombies? The differences potentially from, you know, the previous game till this one, because you guys are having some fun with it out there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a mode based on experimentation. Really doing that here. This is taking our gameplay, our classic zombies gameplay and mechanics, and putting them on the big map and all of the experiences that offers with vehicles and the vast space and the higher player count. And then on top of that, putting it in the modern equipment, operation. So
this massive open world experience. So that's something that feels exciting. It feels different. Kind of what led you guys to design, you know, Modern Warfare Zombies the way that you did in this big new way?
So we just saw an opportunity with the big map to have the biggest PvE experience we've ever had in the franchise. So
Which
in
is
the
saying
past,
something.
we had pure PvE.
Yes, pure PvE, no PvP.
You're safe here, and there's, you know, we usually have four players.
Kind of. You know,
Safe
it
is
is
relative.
questioning zombies at the end of the day. Yeah. But then you mentioned like the way that the game's played, the open world. But how do the players like interact with one another in that world? Because and also, like, you know, I like running solo from time to time. Is that also something that's possible as well?
Absolutely. So it's 24 players total. You can go in solo. You can go in with your squad. But what's awesome is that you're all on the same team trying to do the same thing. So when you're out in the world, you'll run into other squads or other players. You can make a decision in that moment to, like, combine and form a super squad.
Oh, so you can form a super team.
Yes.
Like in-game form a super team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's 8 squads of 3. You can group up together. You can go lone wolf it. I don't know if I'd recommend that, guys, from what I've seen.
I mean,
experienced players.
If you want a challenge, you can go in solo, but it is a lot of fun to grab some friends, form those super squads.
Yeah.
And again, the map is massive. There's zombies everywhere. There's other surprises
We're
everywhere.
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I'm getting excited.
And so a couple weeks ago, we saw the very first look at Modern Warfare Zombies in the cinematic that we released, which really sets the stage for the narrative of Modern Warfare Zombies, in that we see SOAP, we see Laswell, and more importantly, we saw someone who I didn't think we were going to see again.
That's right.
Miles, can you take us through What's going on?
What's going on here?
What's going on?
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, that opportunity that Kevin talked about is there's a few questions when people saw that cinematic. And if you hadn't, go and watch it. It's awesome. Hold on a second. Where are we in time and place? We are between Modern Warfare 19 and MW22, the year 2021. And that's really important to the story because in true Treyarch Zombies fashion, we are always jumping eras, jumping moments, and really touching different timelines in interesting ways. I can't go into all of it, but there's a reason for that. Now, the next question which you're hinting to is, why is Zakayev alive? I saw him die, but did you? Did you really?
I saw him get shot. I saw him fall down a missile silo.
You saw him fall. There was blood. But in true sort of story fashion, if there's no body, he's not dead. Now, Task Force 141 went back to that silo. There was water at the bottom. It had been drained. Lots of blood. And Zakayev was gone. Now, officially declared deceased. But then whispers emerged that he's still alive. And now, of course, in true sort of villain fashion, he starts to hear whispers himself as he's recovering from falling down that silo, which he did.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts a little bit.
Yep.
Is about this new thing called Ethereum. And he wants to get it. And that really sets the stage. All of that, by the way, is day one getting in the door like you saw in the cinematic, which is that's the start of the story. And players are going to experience this story just in really interesting ways.
So it's a flashback, it's canon, we've got worlds colliding with Cold War, with Modern Warfare. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the story really progresses in a new and interesting way. Let's take a look at how these come to life in the intro mission.
Ooh. Yes, yes.
Your objective is a roof-mounted comms tower. Marking location on TAC map. Once tower is active, use decryption key for... Changing mags! Strike team, enemy birds closing on your position. Clear the deck and push up top. Objective on the roof.
Oh, you got here quicker than expected. I still need a minute or two. I'm in the middle of erasing my research from the Terminus database.
Protect Dr. Jansen. We need her alive.
Zakayev will unleash this hell everywhere from New York to Joburg if we can't stop him here.
Clear and hold that LZ strike team. Multiple enemies on approach. Weapons free on all threats.
So what you just saw there was just a little snippet of that story mission intro. And what's really exciting again about this opportunity across the open world is, like Kevin was saying, is we want to bring that story to the forefront. These story missions have handlers from the Modern Warfare world, from the Black Ops world, Cold War world that you might see. Some new friends along the way as well. And they're going to help you on this story and these missions that take you across the big map. Lots of different activities and cool things to do. Awesome cinematics and well. And again, the whole point of this is that if you're new to being a Zombies player, we want you to experience that story. We want you to get into it. But if you're seasoned and you just want to jump in and kill some zombies, you can free roam and do that and then jump to the story later. We really have embraced that open world sort of feeling across this. And that's really the exciting thing is it kind of pick your poison, that player pacing in that sense.
Modern Warfare 3 is about options.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more prevalent to me as I'm hearing you guys talk about this like throughout the day. Super awesome and great to see that like the player choice is very prevalent, right? But you know Zombies has been a mode that's been in the game for such a long time. It's really. It runs side by side, parallel to Call of Duty and its incredible legacy. But there are still players that are going to be new to this, that are coming into this with a fresh set of eyes for the first time ever. What's in store for them? Yeah. Because, this could be a little jarring, right? There's a lot of stuff going on over here.
Absolutely. So Zombies can be pretty intimidating. And we know that there might be a lot of players who might only play Modern Warfare, or DMZ, or Warzone. So we've built this mode to make sure that they can have success and have fun and also support our veteran audience. So
and on a brand new
map, and we'll talk about that more later.
Not later.
But here for this mode, we've broken it down into 3 tiers of difficulty. So you're gonna infill on the outer edges, and this is kind of like lower level difficulty. And new players can really hang out here for the duration of a match and have a great time. But our advanced players are gonna want to try to get into the center of that map as soon as possible. That's where Sakeo threw that vial and started this entire incursion.
What an arm on him.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
He yeeted the vial. Now we have a hot zone.
Yep.
And now we have to pay for it. All right. Well, then let's look at the flip side of that one, though, right? Because we talked about the new players, how we get those folks into the game and have them playing something outside of their comfort zone, so to speak. But one thing that we know is that there are core Zombies fans that love this experience, live and breathe it. So what do you have for them?
Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about that fusion, and like Kevin said, the experimentation was, well, how do you bring all those core zombie Treyarch features into this new world? And we've done just that. You can see we've got the mystery box. We've got wall buys. We've got the pack-a-punch, the pat machine. All of these things are spread out across this ginormous map. And as you go in, it's up to you. Where do you want to buy them? How do you want to accumulate your arsenal and your loadout? How do you want to tackle this world? But those zombies features are super key to making this feel fresh and really an evolution of that sort of open world feel as you get more powerful. And again, it's fused with the Modern Warfare DMZ feeling as well as buy stations as well, using the score streaks.
You're going to see features that you recognize if from experiences in other modes.
100%, which you may not have had in other zombies. So that's where we've married them together in interesting ways. But
it's awesome.
The most important core feature, of course.
It's a sweet new feature, folks.
What?
It's our cereal.
Zombie cereal.
You can't find this in the map. I wish you could.
Yeah.
It's actually delicious, though.
Yeah, it's here Call of Duty Next. It has some awesome features. It's got a UV light.
It's outrageous.
I may or may not have taken a box of those.
Oh, yeah,
already.
I've stolen this.
I mean,
this
a crate. I'm not talking about a single box. I'm talking a single crate. What came off the truck? You know?
Wow.
And shout out to Off Limits Cereal for making this with the box bespoke for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. And it's a woman-owned business, which is dope.
Awesome.
And it goes in the dark.
Bang.
Yeah. So I would be remiss to not hit on one of the really core features for our Zombies players. And that's the Wonder Weapon, guys.
Yes.
I need to know.
Yeah, so of course we have a Wonder Weapon, and it has been custom made again for this open world experience. It is the Scorcher.
Oh my word.
I'm gonna let you just look at it for a second.
Look at that first raise.
Yes.
That thing is huge.
It's absolutely amazing. So the Scorcher again is built for demolishing the highest density of zombies you've ever seen before. Oh yes, the hordes. Absolutely. And then on top of that, it's got an alt fire that launches you into the air so that you can use it to engage. If you want to jump into a horde, if you want to get away from the horde of zombies, if you want to jump on a building or over a building, like it's really.
Wait, so you can like rocket jump with it, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. It's once you get into like basically the flow state of using it and it's in your arsenal.
There's no limit.
Chef's kiss.
Okay,
Chef's kiss.
Chef's
Wonder
kiss.
Weapon.
You're like, I'm
Scorcher. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
And part of what makes Zombies so special, especially with this new open world field, is the replayability. Is this? It's not a one and done game mode. So how is Modern Warfare 3 Zombies gonna push that forward and take the next step in terms of what keeps players coming back for more every time?
Yeah, so this is a really kind of replayable mode. It's an extraction exfil mode, right? So you're trying to get deeper and deeper into the map, and at first you're not going to be that successful. You're going to have to play a lot over and over, gain mastery, try to take things out, make sure you successfully exfil so you can come back in the next time hit the ground running with the right stuff.
Yeah. And when you talked to me, we mentioned it before, we saw Zakayev yeet the vial in the cinematic. That has created the incursion zone, that super hot area we saw a little bit of on the TAC map. Can you talk to me about how the storm will play into the map, what that vial did, and what the gameplay repercussions are going to be for the player there?
Yeah, so this thing is in the map, and it's the source of the Dark Aethers. So it will always be there in the map. It's going to dictate this time limit at 45. Completely consuming the map, and that's where you need to get out.
Yeah.
And a lot of zombies.
And it gets really, intense.
So it's a total 1 hour
session
limit. Yeah, 1 hour session. Again, those 24 players.
It goes back to getting in you know, again, player pacing, and you want to stay on the outer edges, awesome. You want to challenge yourself, go into medium and high threat, but the Ether Storm waits for no one, and it will come, and it will make the zombies harder.
Yeah.
And that's part of the challenge and fun is, are we going into the storm to cleanse it?
Yeah.
Are we avoiding it?
What are we going to find
getting
in
the hell out of
What's
Dodge?
the exfil
What
plan?
are we
Yeah.
doing here?
What are we doing here?
Is really where you get into a lot of fun.
And really, too, when you think about that heat map for zombies, part of that is going to be gearing up. You said you're spending, you know, a lot of players will be spending a lot of time on the outer edges of the map or in the yellow, gearing up, getting that loot, collecting the right things that we need to have a successful infill. But one of the most exciting things about that is how weapons will carry over from match to match.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with DMZ, we have contraband weapons, so everything you're finding in the match you can take out and bring it with you. We
Item persistence.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have insurance slots, but we've really taken that to the next level with all the zombies upgrades. So, you know, in the past, you've had to do all that just in-game and you lose it. Now, all of those things have been formed into a consumable version called acquisitions. So things like Pack-a-Punch, weapon rarity, ammo mods, wonder weapons.
Yeah.
All of those things you can find in the match and you can decide to use them then, or you can take them out and just start the next match, load up, Pack-a-Punch, drink 4 perks immediately, and now you're good to go. Like you're going all the way into the high threat.
Straight into the red zone, juiced up on perks, right? Already got your
Quite a
weapon.
difference,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
But what was the, I guess, like inspiration? Was it just, hey, let's just try something creative, different, fun, do what Zombies has always done and push the bar?
Yeah, it's just like introducing this different kind of pressure with the time limit, but then now giving players this additional ability to bring things in is huge.
Yeah, it's part of that. How do you use new players and seasons players, right? It kind of relates to rounds. If you're familiar from that, is like when you get into the higher zones and you have more of that arsenal. That's for those seasons
They're gonna
players.
feel it.
They're gonna feel it and they're gonna want that challenge. Well, you know what? There's a big challenge there, so you better be loaded up on a bunch of stuff coming in to really succeed.
All right, we're getting into the lightning round here. Finally, Miles, I asked you before. You said that Zombies is all about discovery, and it is. We know those secrets, those Easter eggs are out there lurking in the world. But of all the secrets, again, I'm going to pressure you.
Keep going back to the well here, Steph.
What can you tell us? What should we be looking out for?
You know, I can't get into all of the secrets. I want to, but the team would kill me. There's a lot in there. But
We want people to find them.
we do want them to find it, but we have, again, taken advantage of this map. There's a lot there on day one for Discover. We love watching the community find these things. That is part of the fun. So we don't want to spoil any of it, but there's a lot in there, and we're already planning some fun stuff to come later as well.
Well, look,
you're not getting it out of us.
You know what? Steph might be trying to dig deep. I will never do that. Ever in a million years. But what can you guys tell me about the monsters? What do you tell us about all the monsters that we have coming up here? Because there seems like there's some wild ones that are going to be available for players to fight against.
We have a full gambit. It starts with just our zombies. We have more zombies than we've ever seen before in one space. They completely fill up this map. Anywhere you go, there's going to be danger. But then we have all of our other awesome enemies. So Hellhound, our Mimic, who can disguise himself as a cache in the map, so you have to be careful. The Disciple, he buffs.
That was me this morning.
Just waking up.
Free coffee.
Buffing zombies and life draining. The Mangler with his cannon and ranged attacks. So just a mega abomination. He's about 3 times bigger than we.
Yeah, because he needed to be bigger.
Yeah, he's now thrown some crawlers under his stomach.
Oh,
and
fun.
The dingle dangles.
He can't fit in buildings anymore. He's so big. So he needs those guys to go inside.
This is when you talk about like that opportunity of open world is, okay, you think you're going to be safe. I'm going to run inside. No, absolutely not. The Abomination will send in these little creatures and they will try to explode and flush you out. So really, it's, do you want to die by the lasers outside or do you want to die by these zombie explosions? Again, it's up to you.
Your choice.
It's your choice.
Choose your own adventure.
That's right.
But perhaps more terrifying than monsters even for the first time. There are humans in Zombies as well.
The real enemies all along.
So this enemy PMC group is in the world.
That's another, you know, again, important to the story when you go back to Sakayev and this Terminus Outcomes PMC group. They're his muscle that he's hired. They found that Ethereum. They want more in true sort of bad guy fashion, and they are across the map. So for the first time, you're going to be able to, if you want, fight these AI. There's a gameplay loop tied to them where there's a progression on that side, and you can run into them. You can avoid them if you want. If you just want to chill out and shoot zombies all day, that's great. You want to mix it, that's cool. Or the coolest thing is to take a horde of zombies, and Kevin loves to say it's like a hornet's nest, which it is you shoot a few, you get a big horde of them.
They're upset.
And you basically train them right into the human
Oh, that's
AI.
cool.
And,
Okay.
And it's basically, the zombies are third party.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're 100% team zombies, and you just kind of sneak by as they're causing all the carnage so you can loot, get what you need. It's really, I can't express the moment when you unleash your own zombie horde on AI. It's really satisfying. Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait. Well, you guys saw it after the Zombies trailer earlier, but in a couple of minutes, Lottie's going to give you all the details on the Soul Harvester weapon blueprint. Stay tuned. That thing is absolutely absurd. It's 100% something that you're going to want to see in Zombies Day 1. But I have some other news. We got a little taste of that big map that you guys keep talking about. I am excited to announce that the big map you saw here teased in Modern Warfare Zombies was actually your very first look at the brand new map coming to Warzone. We're deep diving into Battle Royale coming next.
Oh boy, it's going to be
tuned.
Awesome stuff. Firstly, Kevin, Miles, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Your passion is infectious. Your love for this is truly inspirational, and I'm excited to try it out.
I wish we could stay and talk about it.
Yes. I think we
You
could
didn't draw your self-portrait.
Well,
Kevin drew some lovely Zombies artwork
I
today.
think we could talk about this all
will be
day.
debuting later.
It's going to be awesome. I'm sure everyone's so
Thanks for
excited to
having
jump
us.
into Zombies. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for sharing that love for this. And that, of course, wraps up our Modern Warfare Zombies portion of this show here. But next up, it's Warzone with live Warzone gameplay and new map details are going to be coming your way. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL, play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition Watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, welcome back to Call of Duty Next. Zombies! Where do we even start? Oh my God! I mean, it's what? We've got the spiritual successor to Outbreak from Cold War. We've got everything we know and love about zombies, and a big old look at what they called the big map. Did you notice at home when you saw that screen grab? Oh, that's a big map. That's the sort of map I could see 100-something players jumping into and fighting until the very last man or woman standing. Guys, zombies, let's get into it. The ray gun on desk right now obviously is very, very appropriate. It looks sick. It looks fun. I mean, I cannot wait, frankly.
I think the big thing is that it's almost like a gateway for others who have never played zombies before. It's Warzone type of style. You have also ether, waves of ether coming in that make your life a lot harder, as if zombies wasn't hard enough. But just, there is something for everybody in this zombies game. It's so fun. I actually, could see a couple of the pro players in the CDL reacting to zombies and being like, hold on a second, are we going to play?
Our good buddy Simp is already tweeting about it, saying zombies look sick. It does look sick, Simp. You're absolutely right. But Ali, I mean, this is like, we're going to pull up as a squad. We're going to have our own whip. All of our skins are involved. We can enjoy the cinematic story moments, and then we can get absolutely into the action and play around with the zombies.
Absolutely, Miles. I know that you're going to be on the outskirts for a hot minute. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Slow.
Yeah, don't worry. Me and Ant will take all of the really difficult hordes as we head towards the center. It kind of gives me, because I played a lot of Outbreak, so I am kind of curious as to, like, they talk about the 3 different levels. Like, how serious are we talking about the jump between those levels? You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to jump in.
Well, what I found like really interesting was the way that you can exfil with weapons and bring them back later on, right? Because like we can have strategies like you can get all the perks, I'll get a crazy weapon, Ali gets another crazy weapon, and then we come back in and instantly go to the hot zone. So Zombies looks amazing, man, and those monsters were terrifying. We heard the devs so passionate talking about how insane the zombies are going to be in this game, and that's what I get most excited about. I just want to see that whole horde come towards me. I want to have that crazy Scorcher, light them all up, and get to the action right away, but they have those layers for everybody. If you're new to zombies, you can just stay on the outside, loot up, and take your time. So a bunch of different elements to this year's zombies, and I'm super excited to get in there.
Certainly are tons of elements to be excited for, and we're also so excited to announce the Soul Harvester Tracer weapon blueprint for the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. This gun is stunning. It will be available starting October 17th in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone to anyone who pre-orders the Vault Edition, and comes to Modern Warfare 3 on launch day, November 10th, folks. Make sure that's in your calendars. You're going to want to run this blueprint, I promise you, when the Haunting launches, because in addition to the tracers and custom death effects, it will help you collect souls faster in a special upcoming event. Stay tuned. And you can turn those souls in for rewards as well. So when Modern Warfare launches, the blueprint is going to come with the dead wire ammo mod that lets you electrify undead hordes.
You mean to tell me there is an actual weapon that can fetch me their souls? I just wanted to get it out on broadcast. Sorry,
guys.
guys.
It in, didn't he?
Plenty, though. Still coming up later today. COD Next doesn't finish just yet. We've got a day of Call of Duty action ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately following Next, we will be Code Bowl 4, presented by USAA. Join the top Call of Duty streamers and military esports teams as they compete for the coveted Code Bowl trophy, which has actually been in space, funny enough. 100% of the net proceeds from today's tournament will go toward placing more veterans into high-quality jobs. Now, we have a lot of Call of Duty fans. We've actually got a short message from someone who wants to say a very, very quick hello to all of you.
¿Qué rollo, plebada? Puro Modern Warfare 3 y pura WP. Se viene algo chingón.
Peso Pluma, thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much. I mean, pretty cool, actually, isn't it? I love
That's
how many
awesome.
people are so interested, obviously, in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, who wouldn't be?
And with a tease of something to come. Lottie, what's that all about, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, welcome to the TCL Power Hour. During this next hour, we will have our streamers try to complete a series of challenges while in the middle of Battle Royale. Now, there are 9 challenges, and with them come 9 opportunities for you, the viewer, to have a chance to win a 65-inch TCL TV. Now, look at these, okay?
Oh.
We need to talk quickly about how these potentially might go down. Did you catch a glimpse of any of those challenges? What are we thinking?
Yeah. I instantly saw the one where you have to get, I think, like a double elimination with a drivable train.
Oh, what?
Yeah, wait.
A drivable train?
One more time so the people out
Hold
there.
on. You have to get a double elimination with a drivable
What is that?
Hold on.
It's a train you can drive, guys. More on that later. But we did this last year. It's a lot of fun. So when our streamers are involved in that big old game of Warzone, we're going to be keeping an eye on these challenges. And if we do manage to complete that bingo card of Mania, you might have a chance.
To enter for a chance to win, you need to submit a tweet using the hashtags #CodNext and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes. For each challenge completed by our streamers during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected from all eligible entries received for a total of up to 9 winners, folks. We'll be keeping you guys updated on completed challenges as we see them come in, but we also do ask that you help us out as well. So take a screenshot of a challenge being completed and tweet them to #CodNext and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes.
Well, with that, very, very excited. But with that, our time has come. We're now going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and then it's back over to Golden Boy and Stephanie at the desk with a very, very special guest, Raven. And then it's time for Warzone. Don't go too far.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Welcome back, everyone, to Call of Duty Next, and it's now time to talk about something I know all of you people at home are excited to talk about. It's Warzone and what we should all expect in the next chapter as we go into Modern Warfare 3. At the desk, we're now joined by Ted Timmons. He's the Senior Creative Director at Raven Software. Ted, it is a pleasure to have you here, my friend. How you feeling, man?
This is something else. I can't wait to show you what Raven's
Yeah, 250 players,
it's
you know,
something.
it's kind of big.
It's something, yeah.
Just a couple close friends.
Yeah, I mean, we just
dropping
caught
by.
up.
Couple homies.
Playing some games.
Have a cup of
around.
tea.
Yeah, exactly. A cup of tea.
You know, do our thing.
I could actually go for a good cuppa now that I actually think about it.
We're in the right place. We'll
We
offline.
definitely are. We definitely are. But yeah, we're really excited to have you and talk all things Warzone because I know everyone's chomping at the bit to get this information.
They are, and we teased it a bit earlier. There's a new map coming to Warzone later this year, I'm happy to say. But Ted, tell us where we're headed.
Ready? Welcome to Urzikstan.
Ooh, okay.
Where the Middle East.
Take a look. Here's Urzikstan.
This is it. We've
We've
been
got-
waiting. We've been sort of hinting all day long, right?
Hinting all day long, a little bit for the last week. It's, of course, got 11 unique
11
POIs
unique
here.
POIs, all seamlessly integrated, brand new map, full of wonderful nostalgia that we'll dive into as well when we play.
And you mentioned this is where the Middle East meets Europe
Eastern
a little
Europe,
bit,
yes.
Eastern Europe
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yes.
And Urzikstan will, of course, be familiar
Yes.
to many Modern Warfare players as a central location from the campaign, of course, where Farah is from.
Yes. This is my personal favorite point of interest, Zaravan City. Okay. You've got the huge construction site with the crane that's got an ascender. If you look carefully, you might see a zip line or two, which we'll talk about a little later.
you say?
I saw that, and that definitely caught my eye. But any opportunity to also be in more lush environments with that industrial spin, I kind of like the Sorokin industrial
Yeah,
as
this
well.
is on the northern side of the
Yeah.
map. Again, when we think about something like Warzone, you need those industrial districts. We got pop-off power. I made a joke yesterday with our creators that they'll be popping off here, I'm
Pop
sure,
off on
later
pop off?
today. Yeah,
That's going to be a thing.
That's how it
wonderful point
works.
of interest. This is Shahin Manor. Again, like really built around that kind of close quarters combat that we
I love
want our
that
players to experience.
Awesome interiors here. I've had some really fun close quarter engagements here.
Lowtown.
Lowtown.
It's where the rats are going to be hanging out. Here in Old Town, these are next to each other. There's a train line running through it. This is sort of in the centralized area of the map, so we expect this to be a hot drop.
Yeah, Old Town, Low Town,
Yes.
put nearby one another. Of course,
Yeah.
we've got this beautiful ruined architecture, sort of a bit of those touches across the map here. And
All of military base. I'm hearing this is your favorite POI, huh?
my personal favorite, I love a military base way back in Verdansk. You can find me
Fair.
at the military base. And
Very
so
familiar,
these
this.
bunkers speak to me.
What's sticking out to me, looking at all of these different locations, is density. There's a lot in between different buildings, different locations. It really feels like there's going to be some fun opportunities to get some good fights in.
Yeah, it was one of our focus points, and I love this vista shot of the map, but it was genuinely one of our focus points was to say, how can we make a more dense map where it feels like, in terms of like rotation opportunities, the regain, that there's always some way like you can go and kind of call home. So glad that's coming across.
And we touch on, I think what's really interesting is you and I have talked, Warzone has been here for a number of years now. We've had a lot of opportunities to take those experiences, and it feels like you guys have really worked to apply those experiences to this map.
Yes. It's one of those things where when we start to talk about the game, we always reflect on, the many, many years of Warzone now, and what our players have loved. So I think when players play, and you'll see this very shortly, there's little bits of every map that we've had to date, but at the same time, it has like a freshness to it. Like when we think about new maps, it has to have a newness at the very same time. So they're dropping in. This is
They're
it.
dropping
right?
in. This is
First
the
time.
very first time you
Here
are
we go.
seeing live gameplay from Urzikstan.
And
the
who
brand
better
new
than
Warzone
Dr.
map.
Lupo to take a look at? Because
start us off.
he's going to pop a few heads from across the map too. So I mean, he's even trying to do it a shot.
I mean, they're warming up, but I've seen him crush with shotties today in MP, so I have faith.
Always does. This is actually quite exciting to check out here, especially that, we got ourselves a little bit of a fight happening here. So I think Lupo does manage to get the better. And just again, it feels so fluid. And I think one of the points that is really sticking to me here is also just on that movement front as well, right?
Yeah, it was very important to us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so tell us, Ted, Warzone shares the same foundations of Modern Warfare 3. Raven worked really closely with Sledgehammer to
That's
make
awesome.
sure all of those gameplay features that we covered in multiplayer earlier today are aligned with Battle Royale. Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, as you mentioned, we've been working with Sledgehammer all year. They've been a great partner because we know when we make something like a big Battle Royale map, we need that to feel fluid. We need the traversal mechanics, the mantling. Everything needs to work well and seamlessly.
Yeah, and it again, it's the classic Call of Duty feel, right? You're obviously going to be getting that here, but to see that, I guess would the word be parody? I guess I'm thinking of just basically seeing how
continuity.
like continuity is a better way better word.
We use.
It's experience it with synergy across all the modes. you know?
Yeah, synergy. I love it.
I love that.
I love that we managed to fit synergy.
And at the same time, you know, we saw Greg and the team that they increased their health to 150 to actually match Warzone. So not only is there a synergy with movement, there's also a synergy with the gameplay itself.
But that has to be pretty awesome for you, having been involved in Warzone for so long and the amount of love and passion you have for it, to see like, hey, when players load into the game, like the experience is going to be the same. So try it out, right? The water's warm.
Yeah, move around. You know, we saw zombies. We saw, you know, now with Warzone, we really want our players to move between all these different experiences.
This is one of my favorite weapons that I can pick up in the map right now. I love the scope on it.
Yeah.
I hope Dr. Lupo likes it as much
Yeah,
as I
let's
do.
see. I mean, this I expect a lot of people to use this today. Oh, they're up in the crane.
they're in the crane.
Let's go.
Okay, so Ted, the crane has a vertical ascender for you to
yes.
get all the way up there.
Oh, because it's such a good redeploy mechanic. You can literally use the map to redeploy. You know, you can go up to the crane and jump off and go to wherever you need to go.
So he's just equipped a Guardian. An MP. I said I'd talk about it more in Battle Royale because I think this is something we're going to see a lot of today. This is a new kill streak. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it's going to play out in VR?
It's a, I mean, I don't want to critique that gameplay there,
Yeah.
but maybe, just maybe if he'd put it down, that could have been the area of denial that he actually needed to win that encounter. So it's very much about if you're being pushed or if you want to defend an area, get that Guardian down. To keep you safe effectively.
Yeah, so again, it's not eliminating any players, but it's that stun effect that it's having on players.
Look at where he is now.
Uh-oh, the gulag. and is that a fully kitted out gun as well?
So this one's not. This is actually just I think it's normal AR.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
But what's interesting about the gulag is we've gone back to this 3-lane experience that we've had.
So this is the brand new gulag, simplified. It's 3 lanes.
Close. He'll be kicking himself.
But it's got a little treat in the middle there that we didn't see later.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what we can expect?
So with this group
today?
of players, they are so good at this game. So we'll have to see the gulag last that length of time. But for anyone at home, in previous Warzones, we've had a capture point, which was the overtime mechanic. But it's an ascender, and a rope drops down from above, and you can ascend.
It's kind of like, you know, I'm a big pro wrestling guy, so it's kind of like escaping Hell in a Cell or something like that, right?
That may have been some of the inspiration.
Okay, I'm all about that, baby. Very, very, very happy to see these players just like run around. We're actually, they're being hunted currently. So got a bounty up right now.
Yeah. So what I love about the bounty that we've updated is when they complete the bounty, or should I say if they complete the bounty, they'll actually get 1 UAV ping, which is a new mechanic that we've added for the bounty this time around.
Okay.
And so this was a bounty that you brought back from Warzone originally.
I didn't see if it was the big game bounty or the normal bounty.
I was talking about big game bounty. I
That's a
assumed
good
this
segue.
was big game bounty. Can you talk to us a little bit about that contract, which is new?
Yeah, the big game bounty was a fan favorite going back to the 3rd year of Warzone. And it's something that this group in particular, like the really high skill player, I don't know why they love it because it effectively marks the highest killed player in the game, but it's great for content. It's got a great reward with the advanced UAV, so yeah, really happy.
We want to be recognized for our hard work in game.
100%.
You know?
I mean, I'm never going to get marked, so I'm cool. Like, I love the contract. I'm
Same
safe.
here. I'm good.
safe. Yeah.
I'm vibing, baby.
It marks the player with the most kills.
Most kills in the match, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if you complete it, you get that advanced UAV.
The advanced UAV, which is super powerful, great for the end game. Yeah.
Actually, now as the game continues to play out here, and our competitors kind of get the lay of the land, I find it to be really refreshing for these players that, you know, they were just toiling around in Modern Warfare 2 maps, you know, old Modern Warfare 2 maps, but now they're going into something fresh and new. Is that like an objective for you guys with this map to make it feel just fresh, to make it feel like you're jumping into this with a new pair of eyes?
So whenever we think about a map, you have to think about both the map and the gameplay. Like they're so intrinsically linked. So hopefully a little bit later on, we'll see some of the gameplay that we kind of hinted at. I saw the team beforehand hinted at the drivable train. Haven't yet seen if a team landed on that. But that's the newness, you know. It's the new map plus the new gameplay, and those things combined will yield today's experience that everyone's playing.
Yeah, and also feels like a lot of quality of life features, right? And also some great gameplay features that have been introduced into this that I'm also looking forward to, because traversal, the big thing in BRs, you got to be able to rotate effectively. If not, you're going to get wiped out to the circle.
Seeing one right here,
And
actually. I see a zip line distance.
Huh?
We're going to get a better look at them
Even
here.
better.
This is the crane we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
so that's the vertical.
So you can go up.
Yep.
For the first time, in
You can
addition to
redeploy.
going up.
Redeploy drones.
Oh,
As the
that's
map
cool.
launches, we're bringing those across from Al Mazrah. But then here's the new newness.
The new.
I was going to ask when we were going to get horizontal zip lines.
Yeah, so I mean, we were so happy to bring these into the map. It really fits the POIs and the layout of the land.
Yeah.
But also, you know, this group here, they're going to use them to push another team.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas for a lot of our players, they might use it to move away or evade a team. So it's got, you know, dual purpose. I'm sure we'll have encounters where they meet each other.
On the zip
What happens when two players on a
they
zip
go,
line?
They go past.
They go past each other? Okay.
But you can use your AR, so...
But I mean, like, you should shoot.
Yeah. You could duel like an old British
right.
horse.
You can do like 10 paces, turn around, zip, and then just go and try and see if you can take each other out.
It's content.
No, that is
Also,
really
though,
cool.
especially over water, we saw them sort of between the higher buildings. We're going to have them across the water. I think in terms of getting across this map, can you tell us anything about this map in terms of size, sort of what to expect for folks at home who aren't going to maybe get a sense of it from everybody today?
What we did was, obviously, we always look at like the latest map. So we look at, you know, Caldera and Al Mazrah. So it's closer in size to Caldera, a little bit smaller than
Slightly
Al Mazrah,
smaller than Al Mazrah.
but it's more dense. So
Yes.
it should feel like, in terms of land space and mass, it should still feel very familiar.
And so when you say dense, we mean to less open
Spaces, more
between
packed. Yeah.
points of interest, of course.
And I'm even seeing it here. Like, there are some wide open spots where snipers can have a great time, but there's so much like urban, dense environments.
Yeah.
Has there been some like really cool play tests where everyone's just like scrapping it out in these like wild locations, close quarters?
Like I mentioned, you know, when we look at Low Town and Old Town, they're kind of like the rattier places. But, you know, again, we'll talk about some of those gameplay mechanics that we improved that. It's it has the train line that runs straight through it.
Okay.
So you'll be in Low Town, maybe just like getting into it with another team, and then another team just comes steaming
rolls
through,
up.
literally on the train, and potentially pushes the team through the POI.
And Old Town and Low Town, of course, are on that central landmass. And here's the train.
Speaking of the
Speaking
train.
of the train that stops in Old Town.
Yes,
I believe.
yeah.
Ted, tell us about this. I feel like everybody
Yeah.
downstairs is
They saw the
all over
handbrake
this.
yesterday and were like, wait, what? There's a handbrake on the caboose? So if anyone at home doesn't know, the rear carriage is called a caboose. We've got the UAV tower, the buy station on the
UAV
train.
and buy station on the train.
And if you push the driver's carriage, you can go forward, backward, you can
Nice.
stop. But the nuance that these players will find out today is you're in the driver's carriage, you're driving, happy days, you know, you're the conductor. But if a team jumps on the back and throws that handbrake, you're going to have to go and engage.
That's cool. Okay,
Or
I didn't
get
know
in
that.
a war, switching
Yes,
on and off. Yeah.
no, the handbrake controls it.
Controls all. That's the
So
master
you have to go
control.
back and...
So there's almost like a decision you have to make of like, well, do I want to put a body over there, have someone defend the handbrake, but then you might be running into a full squad. So there are going to be some decisions players are going to have to make with these with this train.
Yeah, we had a great play test where so that can only mean one thing. Yeah, so it's a great like realization moment.
Your detective work.
Yes. You're literally doing a head count. How many people
Say
got it?
present.
Yeah.
We're seeing some super fluid movement here. We just saw them kind of parachute from building to building. The station up here, here. And Ted, which
So they're just above Zaravan City, sort of in the old town area. Again, I love the style and the theme. Like this has that kind of Al Mazrah like feel to it.
Yes. And of course, fictionally, in the Great Modern Warfare universe, Urzikstan Mazrah. It does. Yeah.
Okay, I just love how deep into the lore you are.
I am a lore head.
Yeah, I'm a lore head too, so it makes me very happy to see another fellow lore head here.
When I watch these guys behind us, our awesome creators and community making the story, you know, making their about the storyline and the narrative. I love it. I'm so excited. And Ted, you always say, you know, they're the storytellers, and you guys are providing them those raw materials to create. And I
we
love
refer
that.
to it as the canvas for them to paint on. You know, it sounds corny, but those are the kind of things that we think about when we think about the types of map and gameplay we want to create. And if you look carefully, I've seen it happen a couple of times already. We have unsuppressed red dots that now show up on the minimap.
Okay.
Yes, the classic minimap
behavior
will behave the same way in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer as it will in Warzone. So that unsuppressed fire, visible.
How has that added to the game?
When you think of something like a big map BR, Battle Royale, it's really important that you know where engagements are happening.
Yes.
For a lot of players, it could be they want to avoid that area, or for other players, they want to move. Did we get?
Personal favorite, I believe this is the cash gulag.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
We love the money.
Well, let's see
Pick
how
up
this
as much
works
as you
out.
can. Let's see if the Ascender comes down. Let's see if they push. Well, they're pushing.
I don't know if they're even going to have an opportunity
5
for it.
seconds.
He's gonna...
Oh, let's go. That was good.
Oh, so
Very
now that we
see the stress in her face. Like
She's
the
like,
relief.
Now that we see the gulag, and of course, shout out to Chica for the clutch there. What are some things that we should be expecting for the gulag? Because that was different.
That was different than what we saw before, Alex.
Yeah.
In fact, we got some video.
Here we go.
This is the OG gulag. This is what we're going to be playing most of the time in the 3 lanes. But Ted, for the first time, there might be some other gulags.
Yes, so maybe right on cue, we'll see the night vision gulag. Look at that, Stephanie.
way.
So this is something that can happen from time to time. It's a chance of it happening. And we have several of these, and I almost don't want to spoil too much. You talked about the cash one.
Yeah, we want to wait to see.
But like, and here's the Ascender that we've already mentioned. That if you can get on it and you can get out, you can be shot on the way up. You can be shot from below.
But you can also get off of it and make a play as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
We've seen some really interesting play tests of. I remember one of our designers showed a clip where the other player had jumped on the Ascender. They also got on underneath, shot them on the way up, eliminated them, and then made it themselves.
It's like a little Matrix moment there, you know? You're shooting
and
down.
again, it goes back to the storytellers. We want our players to tell the story here.
Yeah. Call of Duty moments, right?
And we'll wait to see, get some of those other gulags that we're talking about. But it's ultimately you bringing the implementation of the public event into the gulag mechanic. We're showing them off here today. It may not be like that at launch because we're still obviously in the Warzone alpha build, but we've got some exciting stuff planned.
And our streamers are
dialed in.
They're there was a tone shift when we went into Warzone in the venue.
They're
you
having
could
a
feel
good
the
time.
tension where everyone's like, well, here's my opportunity to pop off
They came here
in
to
front
compete.
of the world, in front of their creators. And it is great that these creators, the passion and the time that they've put into Warzone, has to feel rewarding for you being a part of a team that has built this system.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, at Raven, we have to cater to so many different player types. When you've got millions and millions and millions of people playing your game, you've got these creators who play 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But equally, we know that we have people who jump on a Sunday with their buddies and just want to have some fun. So we always try and find that sweet spot of our mechanics, where something like the train, anyone can jump on the train and have a fun time with the train. Yeah. But equally, we've made changes, for example.
Ooh, it's happening.
Here we go.
Oh, hit the brake,
hit the brake.
Here we go.
Oh. Okay, now I hope she turns around the front. Oh, she's getting pushed from behind.
Oh, we've got a lot of action.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm not sure that was the smart play.
No, they were both getting off of it.
Okay.
That was smart. That was smart.
Okay. Yeah, Noisy Butters was like, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, not worth it. Oh man, that is going to be a sweaty drop.
Yeah, I mean, she was seconds away from pulling the brake there, and that would have just caused complete chaos for the map.
And pretty soon here, we're going to have probably a winner of our first match. So hopefully we get the news.
I mean, they've come here to win.
We're jumping around between streams today, and hope you guys are obviously checking out your favorite creator streams here at COD Next.
Really, really cool stuff. What else? I mean, like, should we be looking forward to here, right? Because I know, like, you guys are doing some creative things with, like, the contracts and different things like that to really get people in the game to move around, interact a bit more, cause some more chaos.
Yeah. Yesterday, we talking about some of our quality of life improvements.
Yes.
And I think one of the biggest cheers we got from this group was that we brought pistols underwater. So if you're swimming underwater, you will always have a pistol.
Nice.
And I did not expect that to be the biggest cheer, but it shows the love that this group and I think our wider community, it's reflective of them too, have for like those small detail touches that just improve the gameplay loop as a whole.
Yeah, quality of life's definitely been top of mind. You know, building this map out, it's as you said, it's something that Raven thinks about. You know, building Warzone from the ground up, and a lot of those quality of life changes that we've even made in the live game in the last year.
Yeah.
Expect them.
Carrying them forward. So everything that you've played and seen, like we've made over 100 quality of life improvements to the Warzone of this year. Everything carries into the Warzone of the year ahead of us. So
yeah. And also,
left behind.
you guys also were some of the movement as well, right? Because I'm noticing like the slides are going a little far.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like
So
that, yeah.
across the board, like anywhere where we could just tighten it up, and again working with Sledgehammer, we've taken that opportunity.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about that because I said earlier that, you know, Warzone shares the same foundation, that foundational gameplay with Modern Warfare 3, so movement mechanics, all of those things. But you've put your own, you know, touch on specific things tuned a little bit more specifically for BR. You want to talk to us a little bit about, you know, how some of those perks might work a little bit differently in Warzone specifically versus MP?
Yeah. So on the Warzone side, we felt that this time around was an opportunity to have some unique perks only for Warzone, because again, it's a big map. We have different styles, different motivations. So
different experience too.
My personal favorite is Combat Scout.
Okay.
Now, I'm adding that because I like it.
Okay.
That is very much a perk.
I also like it. I am not going to go on the internet for several hours after this.
That's the beauty of perks. Like the perk there should be variety. There should not be an optimized path. It should be that when you jump into the game, you don't know, you're going to be surprised what people have equipped. I expect some of this group will probably equip Shrouded, which is that when you get downed, you will automatically drop a smoke grenade.
That's cool.
Adds a really new dimension to it. And then equally, I think another one will be Resolute, which is when you get shot and you take a hit, you move faster to get out of dodge. So.
Oh, that's cool. So good opportunities for, especially for like field, like a wide open field traversal, get shot, get a speed boost, get down, potentially a smoke comes down, your teamate can back you up.
There you go.
That's
That's
really
the
cool.
kind of variety that we're looking for.
Yeah, well, I will definitely run with the smoke bomb one because I know that is going to be me.
I'll run the evasion perk.
You'll run the evasion one.
Drop some duos.
It'll be
There's going to be some
super
interesting mixes.
Yeah, that's really cool, and it's almost like giving the character, giving the players, like as it's been said time and time again, right, that freedom of choice to be able to get really clever with like how you want to approach that, and it feels like
play style.
tune that play style. Feels like the
player
same here.
agency. We want the stories, etc.
Yeah, and we're back in the gulag again.
I see
Oh
some
boy.
tactical crouching.
Okay.
Preparing for battle.
Will we see the long-rumored Ascender? The mythical. It's going to be a myth by the end. No one's going to believe us that it is actually an Ascender.
Got a Molotov out.
Players are
But
too
she's
good.
picking up that cash, so this is the cash gulag. But we're waiting to
Here
see.
we go.
that.
1 second. The ropes come down. Grab it. Oh, she baited them. Oh, well played. Well played.
Baited.
The smile. Yeah, she baited them. Really good there.
I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing too. Just gone
It
straight
was a
to the
honey pot.
rope.
It was
Yeah.
like, oh, honey. I'm going to grab some honey.
But now she's got that cash, right? So she's got both of her. She's got one teammate down. She can go grab them
Buy them
if
back.
they don't get it out of the.
I think she's
if she
trying
doesn't
to
get
go
out of
to
the gulag.
oh, someone just actually did a buyback, so she's got to be careful. Yeah, here you go. There's the fight going
Here
on.
we see maybe somebody.
Yep, you can see the unsuppressed red dots on the mini-map as well. Oh, the other teammate's down. Oh, she...
This is ambitious because she's literally. I think. Do you have any help here? I don't think she does.
They're both in the gulag.
Yeah, the gulag of life.
Yeah.
Big dive to get out of there.
Can she make a run to that?
Trying to hard carry here. Butters is back. She's just redeployed.
Yeah.
Very well played. That dive, I've been loving that we have the options of diving and sliding, you know?
Yes.
With the dive.
I love it. It's just ground loot. And in fact, maybe we can actually quickly talk about ground loot.
Yeah.
We've brought back weapon rarity.
Okay.
Yes, we will see colored loot.
Right there, like she picked up the lights. It's one of those things that when you think about the looting gameplay, you need to be able to quickly see like what's that weapon, what's what's this item, etc. So even from a custom loadout perspective, you know, it's got that pink/magenta tooltip, that card that you can see.
I think they ended up losing both of their teammates there. Hate to see it, but.
So Ted, what are some of the things that we can expect to kind of stay the same here? Like, I see buy stations, redeployable buy stations. Are they coming back?
Yes, they'll be there day one. We really see this as a continuation of the current Warzone, and then just leveled up, polished, all new movement, etc. on top.
Got it.
So something that a lot of people in this room care about, that we worked super hard on in current Warzone, and we think is awesome, is good old Champions Quest.
Oh, the Champions Quest.
We've had some amazing moments in the last year since we introduced it, and it's been really fun for a lot of people. But we want to open that up a little bit. What can you maybe breadcrumb us a little bit for what to expect with where you might take us with Champions Quest in the future?
So Champions Quest is something that we're going to be launching during the first season. So we don't want to reveal. Oh, she's on the horizontal zip line. But I'll try and stay focused. There's so much going on. I saw the train. I was like, oh my god, the train. I want to talk about the train again. But no, Champions Quest. It's been a huge success for us all year long. You know, that ability to nuke the map, the challenge of doing it is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what we want to do for next year's Champions Quest is allow players to steal it from the team who is doing the Champions Quest. You can only steal it once.
Okay.
So if you see, it's not going to change.
If you see a team is doing it, push them, be the first, take them down. They'll drop the contract, they'll drop the pieces. You can pick it up and try and take it through to the finish.
My goodness, I cannot wait.
All right.
And it gives people more options to get on something like Champions Quest. You know, they're not the only ones who get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Ted and I are going to squad up. We're going to get our
take them down.
Our first time CQ win.
Or potentially lose it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that negativity out there. I'm so sorry. Well, let's actually go ahead and check in on our TCL Power Hour and see how many challenges have been completed thus far for the days. And remember, for each one completed, you have a chance to win a 65-inch TCL TV. All you got to do is enter that hashtag CODNext and hashtag TCLX COD Sweepstakes. Once again, that's TCLX COD Sweepstakes. For each challenge completed during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected from all eligible entries received for a total of up to 9 winners. And thus far, we have 3 of our items picked up here. So it looks like we still. I didn't see which ones it was though. Was it the train? Did we get the train?
I hope so.
I hope we get it.
Can we see the card again?
Yeah. Actually, can we bring it up one more time? I just want to see what we have.
Here we go. We got
contract. We did get a drivable train elimination.
Yeah, we watched it.
That was that.
Yeah, the pistol.
For some reason, in my head, I thought it was run someone over with the drivable train.
I honestly did too.
That would be legendary.
If that happened and we don't know, I need to see the highlights. So I'll be busy later.
That would be the first ever. It would actually be kind of cool. Oh, but there you see it there. But for now, though, we're actually going to head on over to Miles, Lottie, and Nameless, as well as Alley Cat, for their thoughts on live gameplay for Warzone. What you got for us, guys? What you think?
Choo-choo! All aboard the new train. That's what I'm looking for, friends. I was discussing with you guys prior to we got on camera. It was like, are we going to drop train, win the fight, pump the brakes, take the cash, buy our gear, all aboard, next stop? It's going to be an amazing experience. Like, we're going to be able to finish on train. We're going to be able to rotate using the train. Francis Borgia's going to be out there well excited with the camera on his face because of the train. It's a big day for COD.
All right, audience, if you want the freest kill in the game, make sure you go to the train to find Miles.
The freest.
But I do want to say, I was hoping that it was going to be an actual, like, train, like you turn the train on and you run somebody over to get out that bingo card. But now I'm seeing EMD, the train track. So I'm guessing you throw the EMD, you can stop the whole train. So forget about the stop and the drive. I'm going to be sitting in a bush next to the train track like, all right, Miles, you want to rotate to another side of the map? Well, you got another thing coming.
Oh, my train, my precious train. I'll have to give it a cool name. But yeah, really, really fun. I mean, like we've seen change after change when it comes to Warzone over the years. This one sort of feels, again, like movement's back. Everyone's super excited about that. Guns look really fun. But the increase in health, fights feel a little longer, you know?
That's the big thing, right? It's the quality of life, the presence that the game now has. And do you know what I've absolutely loved about Raven and the team up as well? Is the fact that they have not been afraid to bring things back, to bring things back that the community wants, and I think that is just incredible. They're listening and they care, and that is definitely coming across the screen. So for me, I think, you know, things like the red dots, that we're seeing on the map. You know, unsuppressed fire. We're seeing also just small things like the blue plates that are also happening in the HUD. And it's minor things that make such a big difference to, I think, the community that grind Warzone. It is their life, it is their careers. Many of them in this room right now. It's massive, and it's really exciting to see.
Also, the quality of life upgrades. You know, we heard them talking about the unique perks that we're going to have in Warzone. Like the Shrouded is massive, right? You drop a smoke when you get knocked. We already do that in Warzone. We throw a smoke at our teammates. Sometimes you don't have one. Now that it's going to be an actual perk that you can grab, huge. Also, when you start to get shot, you talk about the health now, which is great, having 150 health. Well, now when you get shot, you move faster. So not only do you have that extra health to survive and evade enemies, you also have the faster movement with MW3 that they're bringing, and a perk that even allows you to get faster, because we know there are some players, come from myself, who's a bit more competitive, who like to get, you know, a little bit more aggressive and get in those 1v4s. You have the ability to do that, and it's all up to the player, which is great.
There is one more perk which wasn't brought by Ted, but it has got something to do with how you interact with gas. More on that later. Ha ha ha. Like, plenty more cool changes though. I mean, like, we've seen different field upgrades. We've seen different, you know, kill streaks. The Guardian being involved as well. I mean, that's something that I think Black Ops 4 players remember a little differently. This one doesn't kill you though. This just slows you down. It's like a gigantic stun grenade spotlight.
Put it in a doorway, Miles.
Put it in a doorway, but the range on that is crazy. Look, if that thing's good enough to slow down the Incredible Hulk, it's good enough for COD. That's all I'm saying.
It certainly is indeed. I just got to say that I'm so excited to see how our creators, our streamers react to this, especially when you check the timeline and seeing kind of what the noise is about. And Ali, looking across Warzone right now and the way that Warzone has been pushed forward, not only in terms of the map, and you know, a lot of people talking about Verdansk and how from really does kind of give that reminiscence in terms of the way it looks and feels. Openness. We also have moments in places like Superstore, etc. There are drops there. Everyone who wants to get a battle in and perform at the highest level.
Yeah, and I think something that's crazy about Warzone specifically is the fact that, like, it's only been a couple of years it's been around, right? And I feel like it's continuously just getting better. Small changes are being made for quality of life. And like you said, this does feel very reminiscent of Verdansk, but it has all the great changes like the guns, the blue guns on the ground, and we just saw a UI change, like the gas mask actually being on your face the entire time and you can see it on your screen. I will tell you right now, I'm somebody who has really bad object permanence. I would always forget that I'd have a gas mask. So now that it's like actually on your vision as well, so like it's a great reminder, just really small things that can really change a game.
That's something that I think community members have been asking for, the amount of times players enter gas or whatever. A few more really nice quality of life changes. No matter what your loadout is, you'll see on screen right now, if you're in the water, you have a pistol no matter what. Whatever your loadout is, whether it's 2 primary weapons or you've got a melee, whatever it may be, there is a pistol at the ready when you do go play. I know, dude, the first time I had a circle in the ocean in Al Mazrah, I dropped like a 12 kill spree. Pistol, and it really worked. That is not the case anymore. Awesome quality. Really learn our way around this place. Great job in.
You know what? You talked about the gulag there. The gulag looks great.
Oh,
right?
my God.
I'm a big fan of, I know everybody likes different gulags that we've had throughout the years, but I'm a big fan of, like, let's just get into a gunfight. I see 2 walls in the middle. Let's just get into the gunfight, and better man gets out of the gulag. And we also see that they have the rope, the ascender, where you can just jump on the rope and get on out. A couple different strategies you could employ. Wait for the person to hop in the ascender and just shoot him as he tries to escape. But yeah, man, Warzone this year, it looks phenomenal. It feels like the answer to the call of the community. Everybody's just been wanting faster movement, you know, some of these new perks and being able to play it your own way. And I think a lot of the creators in here are having a blast getting into this new map.
It's just really fun as well to see different variants of the gulag, whether it's night operation one where, you know, you come in with an MVG, not that it's going to be that common. The idea that there's a cash gulag where there's money all over the place. I mean, yeah, I'm one of those players, I know a lot of my friends are, where you see it, you grab it, and that's going to encourage the loot. But there is a massive danger. We just saw one of our streamers leave the gulag with like 6.5K. That's insane. You can buy the teammate back. That's a game-changing moment. That changes the way Warzone plays. And we want a little bit of random. You don't want us to be that predictable. The one thing you do want to be predictable is how efficiently you can take down your opponents. Yes. And that's been so nice to see. Headshot indicators now, when you see you got a double X on the hit marker. You know you're dealing damage to a head. The limb damage has all been uniformed across the board. So you're going to get a much stronger and more, you know, predictable feel of how my weapon performs, how my attachments perform with that weapon, and how I can employ that to the best of my ability and the best of the situation I'm in. It's just really nice, man. The last thing you want to be doing is guessing in a game like this.
And I think, exactly, Miles, and I think something that may have went over a lot of people's heads when they were talking about it was the evasion in this version of Warzone is going to be way better than before. We talked about that perk, but also the horizontal zip lines. I mean, that's massive. They've had big upgrades to quality of life in terms of trying to get in fights and evade over the last years. Like we had the PRD where you can go up and redeploy yourself and fly away. I think all those things are going to be coming back, but now you also have the ability to hop in these horizontal zip lines that they've placed throughout the map. So, you know, if you get into a fight that maybe is pretty far out of the circle, you can take your time, finish that fight, and then strategically use those zip lines to get back towards circles. So I think that that's something, you know, it just piqued my interest in the way that I like to play the game.
You're talking about evasion as well. And, you know, going back to small things like the gas mask, you can now put the gas mask on, toggle it with tear gas. I mean, there's ways to make sure that you can survive. The survivability is so, so big. You know, no more wafting in front of the face. The gas mask will go on and you are able to evade enemies and try and counter things that are coming away, because that's all that Warzone's about, right? It's being aggressive, but also countering pushes that are happening from left, right, and center.
I think a big point is like the controlled chaos in Warzone. That was something that always really stood out to me, is like, it's really chaotic. You don't know where the gas is going to be, where you land changes a lot of the time. The loot that's on the ground is, you know, pretty different most of the time. It's very unpredictable in that sense, but there's those predictabilities of having a horizontal zip line now, like knowing about the rotations. It's those little small things that you can control. And something I really, really enjoy is the fact that I feel like obviously most people's goal early game is to get your loadout drop, right? But again, with the amount of loot, I feel like there's a lot more loot on the ground as we've been watching gameplay. But again, the gun quality of life, the attachments and stuff, maybe not try prioritizing the loadout so much as getting to a certain stronghold or getting somewhere else on the map.
We're seeing Swag here with the MCR, and that's a single attachment on the weapon, and he's looking fantastic with that thing already. A lot of players have been talking on Twitter not too long ago, .com, whatever it's called these days, talking about how auto-aim feels like it's been slightly reduced in this game. It's a little harder at certain ranges to land very, very accurate shots. That's really nice. I mean, that changes the way the game plays. More health, harder to shoot. The better you are, the better you're going to play, essentially.
Yeah, and you add that with that movement, I mean, there's going to be a decent skill gap, obviously, right? And I think that that's phenomenal. And like you said, we're watching Swag here. These are the guys that we're going to be learning from. You know, these creators that are in here figuring things out, what's going to be the meta, what people are using. And right now, he's rocking that MCR, and he is beaming. You said he only has one attachment on here. Going to get knocked, but, I mean, that thing is a laser. I mean, he was beaming, though.
He was beaming indeed. And you see him get knocked down and potentially might do here as well. No, he does manage to get his teammates. He's going to be in the gulag. But I will say, when you are down, you do also have extra health now as well. There has not only just been health added into in general, but when you are knocked down, is that, again, survivability. Your teammates can make plays around you.
Well, stop thirsting. Yeah, stop. I mean, everyone needs a drink out there in our Mazra,
I'm
but
still going to do it.
So very, very thirsty. Out here in Kazakhstan, it's a little different. We got a fun one, though. This is Optic Blake going up against Swag in the Gulag.
Who you got?
I got Blake. I got Swag. Come on, Blake.
I think I got Blake.
Come on, Blake.
He's going to send out.
If it was a sniper, I'd pick Blake.
That's my boy!
There it is.
That's my
TST.
boy!
You can't ever doubt Blake. Come on.
He had to deal 10 bullets, deal 250 damage there. So you're seeing like the full plates when it comes to, you know, like the amount of health and lot. As you said, when you go down, I had the pleasure of downing an opponent in Warzone. I took a sniper rifle to the head. They didn't, I couldn't thirst them quickly enough. Yep. So, I mean, this is just going to change the way the game plays. I would love to see any, I mean, this is something that more folks out there are going to know, how throwing knives impact. Because we saw that was the absolute way to play Warzone.
Really was the
down
meta.
players, throwing knife out. Immediately recover that bad boy, get out and get on the next
I hope it's still
target.
a one-tap, man. I need it to be a
Why?
one-tap.
No.
I like that. You know,
that's
just
not
running
fun.
around, and I'm out. Yeah, we're seeing different areas of the map. You know, they talked about, I think it was Old and Newtown, I think is what it was called. They look
It's a night
absolutely
fishing gulag.
fantastic. Going dog.
It's a night.
He's out. Oh, ciao, peace. He's gone.
That was incredible.
That is a solo YOLO champion. That man knows pressure is nothing. Look at that. How fun was that? Dude, the night vision looks good.
Low town.
My boy was out there. All sorts of good fun happening here. And again, look how dense the map is. That is a ton of buildings, though. I mean, you know what I did see, though? Even in the largest of buildings, not a huge amount of stairwells. That was a real pain point for many, many players. Between the horizontal, vertical zip lines, redeployment balloons, you name it. There are so many ways to traverse this colossal landscape.
And you know what else I see, Miles? I see a lot of rooftops. A lot of rooftops for the snipers, so even though that like there are denser areas which might make it slightly more difficult, there's still plenty of opportunities for those crazy clips.
But you know what, Allie? I can just take one of those cranes and I can fly right down to the rooftop. Seems like they have a decent amount of those placed around the map as well. We saw one on this screen right behind them. And obviously rooftops, there's some campers who like to sit up there, but there's ways that you can get up there and take them out now pretty nicely.
Yeah, and the drones as well. You can also get a drone in the sky and literally take the line right up there and try and get on a rooftop or try and counter a little bit yourself or fly away and evade, which is probably what I would be doing.
So we're still within the TCL Power Hour, looking to see if any more of those sort of the bingo card moments happen. Haven't seen anyone get a breach drone elimination.
Oh, come on.
Which is actually crazy because it's, I mean, from our experience, especially multiplayer, very easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all standing and messing with movement. I came in and remember I threw the breaches drone, 3-piece, like that thing is crazy.
That was me.
On the
I was also
on
a part
the bingo
of that
card,
obliterated squad.
I don't know if you guys saw, but there's also somebody has to get a guardian kill. No, it's a guardian.
Yeah, like an opponent who's affected by the guardian.
Yeah, just kill him, yeah.
Oh, it does it like this might be a juggernaut suit.
Oh yeah.
We are
It
miniguns
certainly
about
looks like it, 'cause
He's
that
moving
minigun
fast.
is,
Boy, schmooving. I told you, you'll be schmooving like you've never schmooved before, COD fans, in this game. Everyone's very, you know, nimble on their feet, a lot of twinkle toes, and you can even dress for the occasion and put on even slicker shoes to improve movement, improve speed, strafe speed, how quiet you are, you name it. Dress for the occasion, COD fans. It's time to dress up and have a good time.
Certainly is indeed. I gotta say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Just in terms of just the style. You know, we heard actually Ted talk about the way that it looks, and it's all kind of part of the bigger picture, looking a little bit like Al Mazrah at times. We also have Verdansk as well coming through, but I think the colors are just in perfect balance, so I think it also looks stunning.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks are like, oh, we want to go back to Verdansk, back to Verdansk. Well, you're close enough. Urzikstan is the country where Verdansk was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
You're a
Are we
lawhead
back?
too.
Yeah, we're back. We're totally back.
You're a lawhead as well, aren't you?
I really am. Like, I read all the signs. I mean, I read the bits of paper. I love all this. I really do, mate.
You know what else is interesting? Obviously, like the perks are named a little bit different in this game. How you have your gear and your vest.
Line.
You're going to be able to find the boots in Warzone, obviously, as well. And that is going to shake things up, right? Because that prolonged slide, obviously, in the multiplayer and the arena gameplay is going to be different. But in Warzone, I mean, you have a lot of different like areas that you have to traverse where that slide could come into play. So I think that that's going to be really interesting when these guys get their hands on it.
As well as the climbing boosts. We haven't actually seen too much of that, but what that does essentially is it speeds up your mantle ability, and you really do move crazy. I mean, Peter Parker will be climbing the side of some of those buildings and terrify you, Ali.
I share the same last name as him. Does that mean I am also Spider-Man?
Ever been bit by a spider?
Possibly.
Well,
Maybe you might.
I think we would know by now, Ali.
I also, okay, beyond that, I wanted to point out the fact that who we were watching, they just did that play that we were talking about earlier, using the zip line to push a team while another one kind of like just looks over the rest of the teammates making that push. So, nice.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Very nice indeed. Well, that's a nice taste of Warzone. I mean, it's been very cool, very, very exciting. But that's going to be it for the Fireside Chat for now. It's back over to the desk, the Golden Boy, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for that. And yeah, always great to hear, you know, the greatest minds in Call of Duty esports talking about a brand new Call of Duty game. What a time to be alive, of course, here. But yeah, and there's still so much more to talk about with Warzone stuff.
So much. We've got so much going on. We finally saw Night Vision Gulag. We got an Ascender overtime
That was cool.
win. It was the moment that Ted and I have been waiting for. We were waiting to see this thing in action.
And you guys are calling it, man.
delivered.
The whole time you're like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
This has to happen.
I had my bingo card already. I'm like ready to go.
They're too good. We haven't had a chance to get to the overtime mechanic in the Gulag yet.
It's wild.
It's very exciting. And in total, I'm happy to say, Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 different Gulags.
Yes. With more to come in the season.
With more to come.
We want to make sure that this is an evolutionary part of Warzone. There's great ideas coming from everyone on the team because they're playing with the public event system, being like, oh, but we could do this and we could do this. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled because it's an exciting new feature for us. And we're back.
Back in the game.
Back in the action here. And
if circle.
You know, one of the things that the chat was talking about, you know, was about quality of life features. We've been really harping on that because it is important. And a lot of the hardcore players care about those things. We actually saw it right there, right on cue.
Yeah.
I swear I did not rehearse that. Tell us about the way the backpack works now.
Yeah, this is a personal favorite of the team and mine. Like, we got together and we thought about what do we want the backpack experience to be like for this version of Warzone. And we did like the deepest dive, like literally 3 days. And just all we did was talk about the backpack, and we got an amazing UI team. And we just thought about, like, one of the frustrations has been that when you pick up ammo, it goes in your backpack, but then if you drop the gun, you drop the ammo, and then you have to pick up the ammo and you put whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, we should make space to have 5 dedicated ammo slots. So you can carry, I think, like, you know, historical Warzone, it was always nice to be the mule.
Yeah.
And like you carry ammo and your buddy goes, hey, you got any sniper ammo? And you're like, oh, sure, I've got some, and you can drop it for them. And like, we just wanted to bring that back. And
you put me out of a job there, man.
But we kept the backpack, because for us, the backpack opened up so many new opportunities, like to be able to carry multiple lethals, multiple kill streaks. So it was like, how can we merge everything we've learned from Warzone over the last few years into like one cohesive.
And I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about that, just because, you know, I mean,
ease of management. You don't want to do the inventory
Yes.
management sometimes when,
Yeah.
when you're in combat. You don't have time to stop, pick up your ammo again. And so I think that the backpack experience, you're definitely going to see that that's been refined. But there's some other interesting tweaks to the UI as well. We obviously added the squad cache widget in the live game, which I think has been really useful. I'm bad at math. I love it. And we're seeing here too, armor plates back to blue. That's a big one for me. I love that.
It's the little things. I think when people get hands-on of this year of Warzone, I hope that they just love like everything, like the whole package that we're bringing for Season 1 and Day 1.
Yeah. Speaking of
the whole
things
package
coming in Season 1,
Yeah.
the new package, we're hype for the new map.
Yes.
But we also have a lot to offer, all different types of players. And I'm curious, Ted, if you can tell us what other maps we can expect once Urzikstan launches later this year.
So obviously on launch day, they're going to get the brand new big map experience of Urzikstan. Alongside it, we'll have
Bundle.
We'll have a Sheikah.
Okay.
We'll both have Resurgence. And we'll also have Plunder. Because
Yes.
we know,
I love
we know
Plunder.
there is
Yeah.
that core group.
I always lose, but I love it.
It's all about that money, Alex.
Yeah, it's
About that
clearly how you
cash.
getting that money. No,
Straight cash, homie.
No, that is awesome. More variety of ways for people to be able to play
We've got
Warzone.
so many different players, and they all play for so many different reasons. It was like, what can be the best version of Warzone on day one? It was like, that's the package.
Awesome. So we got a preview there of maps and modes coming to Warzone when Season 1 launches later this year. And that includes, as you said, Vondel and Ashika Island staying put for Resurgence, Plunder Day 1, and obviously the new big map. But Ted, I'm curious, as I'm sure many of the people behind me are here today, Warzone ranked.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, what's up with,
You said
with ranked in Warzone?
So all year long, we've had a great partnership with Treyarch. I think since we launched in Season 3 Reloaded, the feedback has just been incredible. It's been such a great experience to see people jump in.
Of course.
And we know that going into this new year of Warzone, we just want some time to kind of digest that initial feedback and that initial...
Let the map live.
Let it breathe. Let everything breathe,
all the
right?
systems, all the things.
Exactly. So we're excited to say that in early 2024, again, working with Treyarch, we're going to bring a brand new ranked experience into Warzone.
Nice. I'm trying to pull a Stephanie and see what else I could get out.
Maybe
You know, I really like to dig in there for that second.
I'm sure a lot of people are over the moon about that. Yeah, I was actually catching up with TP yesterday, and he was telling me like, how much like ranked Warzone has like helped, you know, to like really give him more things to do in the game, right? Because, you know, when you're a competitive guy, you just like to get sweaty and play some ranked games.
Like my buddies and I, who I play with back home in the UK, like when we play, it's like just that constant, let's get to gold, let's get to plat, let's get to diamond,
Yeah,
and
the
like
climb.
just push it.
Yeah, I'm
And it's for
iridescent,
everyone.
so I don't have to deal with
Yeah, I'm actually top 250, but you know,
Okay, yeah, we
it's
got a
good to
couple
brag,
braggers
yeah.
over here. All right. Me, I'm dying on the train.
Bottom
you know?
250.
You're packing all my ammo mule. I'm out here with a couple gods, and I'm just getting finessed out in the streets. Hate to see. No, that is excellent, and I think that for a lot of people who really cherish that hyper-competitive experience, you know, that's around the corner.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
I love some rooftop gameplay, and I'm getting a good taste of it
vibes.
here. I think
vibes here.
I referenced your vibes on the broadcast earlier.
Did
I don't
you?
know if you did it. I said, oh,
back at the good.
back in
It's
the
locked
gulag.
and loaded, I think. Is it locked and loaded? I can't tell.
I see one attachment.
Okay, it's not locked and loaded.
Not locked and loaded.
Sad face. It's one of my favorites. So for anyone who doesn't know, locked and loaded is you start with a fully loaded AR, fully loaded SMG, full armor.
Full armor.
Which
So
is
it's
great for regen.
True 1v1. You keep the weapons.
Keep it all and you
keep
go
the
back into the
armor
map with it.
After if you win the gulag.
Yes.
Absolutely wild.
Or when you win. Steph.
When you win. When, yeah. Okay, yes, I always win, so I win my ones. It be like that.
That is awesome stuff. But I also, you know, with so much that has been shared, I can't help but feel like maybe there's just one more thing.
There's always one more
Is there
thing.
one more thing? I knew I was on the money with this, Steph. There had to be one more thing.
There's always one more thing.
What do we have?
I am excited to ask Ted, you know, before we let you go, is there anything else we should really know about 2024?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, to have this opportunity and for me to speak on behalf of Raven and the whole Warzone team. And I've said it already, you know, our goal is to make 2024 the best year of Warzone. So when we sat down and thought about it, it's like, how do we deliver that to our players? So
We're delivering it to them in an encrypted message.
Yes. So
it's
next
true.
year we'll be adding Fortune's Keep to the Resurgence map rotation. It's back.
It's back. Fortune's Keep will return in early 2024, but that's not it, Ted. I see something else hiding here.
So the best part of this, by the way, is no one here knows.
Okay.
So after the one more thing, if that wasn't enough, we have Rebirth Island.
Wow.
To satisfy a
Rebirth
dedicated community.
Island back in Call of Duty in the Resurgence rotation, coming later after Fortune's
yeah.
Keep,
So-
later in the year
So
in
early
2024.
early next year, we'll have Fortune's Keep. Just following, we'll have Rebirth Island. And I'd love to just give such a big shout out to our partners and friends at Hyman Studios and Beanox, because without them, those maps would not be possible. So big kudos to those guys.
I am hype. I think the community is hype. We know they have been itching to have their hands on Rebirth Island. And speaking of Rebirth Island, I think we're going to hear some exciting stuff coming up next.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. That seems exciting.
It's a mic drop.
Yeah,
I
no, it
just
really
can't drop
is.
the headset.
I know
That'd
you
be
can't
weird.
drop the mic
Does
because
this flip? Can I flip?
no, we still have one more thing to do. Still a few more things to do, but oh wow. Well, firstly, you know, I want to thank you for that. But first, before we do anything else, let's actually do one last check-in on the TCL Power Hour. See how many challenges were completed. Okay, so a little.
We're still at 3.
We're still at 3. Wait. 4.
4?
Ah,
So
okay.
The buyback on the drivable
buyback
train.
on the train. There is, of course, the buy station on the train, almost like that movable POI.
I'm shocked we didn't get a breacher drone elimination. That just seemed like a gimme.
Yeah, it really did.
And the big game bounty, you'd have thought like someone would hear
Yeah.
about
But you know what? It's all new gameplay. This is the first time
They're all
everybody's seeing
discovering
this
it for
in
the first
room.
time.
They're learning it for this first time, and so are the folks at home, and so more to come.
Yeah, that's right. Well, of course, we want to thank you all for playing along. And as a reminder, for each challenge completed during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected. So what, I counted 4? I think it was 4
There was
spots.
4, yeah.
So there you go. Look at that there. And that's going to be picked from all eligible entries for a total of up to 9 winners. Now, of course, to enter, make sure you tweet using the hashtags CODNEXT as well as hashtag TCLXCOD sweepstakes. Once again, TCLXCOD sweepstakes. It's very, very important to include that hashtag. Good luck to everyone, and I hope you get yourself an awesome TCL TV. But that, of course, was an amazing first look at Urzikstan and what players can expect from Warzone in the future. Ted, before you go, I just want to thank you so much. You know, what I told Kevin Miles earlier, just that passion, all the devs that have come up here, that passion for what you guys do, it bleeds through in everything and the way you talk about it. So thank you for sharing that love with us,
And if I
man.
can say thank you to everyone at Raven Software, every studio that's been contributing this year. We're one big family, and just this is the greatest privilege of my career to be here today with you. So grateful for you as well.
Thank you, Ted. It's awesome.
Yeah, well,
Can't wait to dive in.
We are definitely grateful to have you and all the devs here to talk about this amazing game. It's been such a fun time. But for now, though, let's actually head down to Maven, who's going to put a couple streamers on the spot in the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars. Maven, who you got?
Thank you so much, Alex. I have Sally as a dog. You're going to be the Urzikstan Reaper. I got a feeling. What are you loving so far on the map?
The movement is great. The sniping looked amazing. I didn't love that I lost my gulag, but everything else was great.
What happened to the gulag, Sally? Take me through it.
I got absolutely turned on by Smixy. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It happens to the best of us. But listen, I know you've been someone that's grinded a lot of Warzone. You've taken a step back kind of this year, not putting as much time. Is it feeling just a little bit of hands-on? Like, is the grind coming back? Are you going to be carrying myself and Merc on the map?
Yeah, I'm definitely down to carry you and Joe in my backpack. It's large. It's basically a duffel bag anytime, yeah.
So what did you get hands-on with? Did you, outside the gulag, lost a little bit of time with the sniper, a little time with the AR? Like, what were you feeling the best of there? What's Sally as a dog's like go-to repertoire?
So I picked up a sniper, dropped it, regretted it because when I died, I saw Reed Boy just popping heads all over the map. So that's what I'm going to get back on and try. But yeah, really looking to get going, grind this game out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't sniped much as I used to. Like in the past, putting in so much time. Now let's take a look. Oh, listen, he's got great legs too. But the chair, look at this thing. It's a Little Caesars hot seat. You were a little bit worried if you were going to actually be able to sit in it. If you were going to fit it, if it had been tested, you asked me. But how's it feel?
It feels comfortable, ergonomic, and stylish all in one, yeah. No, pizza.
You're looking absolutely fantastic. Hey, Sally, it's been amazing. Excited to see what you're going to do this year. You're one of my favorite content creators. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, that was beautiful. Let's get it over to Shift. I believe he's down with Tommy.
Yeah, Maven, I'm not going to lie. You may want Sally to carry you, but there is no better person in the history of Warzone to carry a duo or a trio than this guy right here. Tommy, first day, hand on the game, initial thoughts and reactions. Let me have it.
I'm loving it. The movement, the fluidity of it, the visibility of the game, everything's just so much better and everything that everyone wanted, I feel.
So, again, you were day one, Warzone OG. You played every map, including all the small things. We heard the teases on Fortune's Keep, Rebirth Island. If you were to tell the people at home, though, like, what does this map most feel like maps the previous instances, where would you kind of go to?
I feel like from the amount I've played, it's like a throwback to Verdansk, but with improvements. And the sides of the map, there's not many dead areas, I'd say it looks like, from what I've seen. Obviously, it's a little early to say too much on it, but I'd say it's a little bit of a throwback.
Fair enough. Final points. What are like your biggest overall takeaways, especially from the competitive side? I know there's people wanting to say, let me get into ranked, let me get back up to those statuses again. Where are you feeling the biggest differences, either mechanically or maybe just aesthetically on the map right now?
I mean, from the mechanics we've got so far, I feel like a lot of the competitive players, pro players, they're going to love it. I mean, they're going to find out their own little ways to move and how to improve the movement on the map. But just off the base, it's so much smoother, nicer. You get around the map much quicker, so it's real good.
Fair enough. Tommy, thanks so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the stream. And hey, with that, we're going to go back up to Miles and Lottie to give us their thoughts on, of course, what they saw with Warzone. But before we come back, we also have the Warzone mobile team. But of course, first, before we jump into all that, a quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL. Play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition Watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. We have just witnessed a full hour of all good, brand new Warzone action there on Urzikstan and much, much more. I don't know where to begin. We haven't got too much time to get through this one, guys. So, Lottie, you take it away from me. I'm going to put my microphone down.
I certainly will. Do you know what? I'm just thrilled, to be honest. And I'm sure Ted was on the desk watching some of those interviews with anticipation, thinking, how are they going to feel about it? You know, I've told them all this stuff on the desk, but, you know, how are they feeling about playing it? And I've got to say the reception has been phenomenal so far. And I think none of us are surprised, to be honest. I think with the quality of life updates, things that have been said for so long with the community, and it's come through and it's pulled through for them, of course they're going to be happy. But for me, that is a huge, huge dub, and I love to see that for Warzone.
I mean, Lottie, think about it. If if we just had the new movement, people would have been happy. We got a brand spanking new map as well. So many new things. And I really appreciate Ted going up there and explaining all that in such good detail, because I learned so much about it. You know, got to play it for a little bit, and it felt absolutely phenomenal. There's so much we're going to learn as well once we get our hands on it. So Warzone seems to be in a fantastic spot, Ellie.
No, really. And I know Golden Boy used the word genuine a lot, and for the devs, especially to feel their passion. I was on Twitter a bit, and let me just say, or X, whatever we're calling it at this point.
Whatever.
But I could feel the excitement from the community seeing it, like genuine, true excitement. And as we heard it in the interviews as well, like to hear it from the creators and pros in Warzone themselves, like it truly looks at its base off of release, like in beta. It's going to be so much fun.
I know, beta's real close as well. I mean, this is the candy shop, and today we are all the kids. Very, very cool stuff. Can't wait. Really can't wait to get into Kazakhstan properly. But we've got plenty of stuff to still get through today. So we've got all sorts of cool goodies to give away. We've got lots of news. And for those of you wondering about how you can play MW3, I want to remind everyone again that early access to the multiplayer beta kicks off tomorrow. That is for PlayStation players. Next week for Xbox and PC players. You've seen a ton of great multiplayer content today. Play that and more over the next week. We've got tons of maps, all sorts of goodies. Get involved. It's going to be an absolute blast. Don't forget to check out the Call of Duty blog for more details.
Tons of details to make sure you're listening up to, including the fact that you guys can purchase and pick up Modern Warfare 3 at GameStop and participating international retailers on November 10th to get a GameStop exclusive collectible steelbook while supplies last. See GameStop and participating international retail web pages for promotional offer details.
Woo! Well, we also wanted to mention once again the awesome partnerships between Call of Duty and the Hundreds. If you haven't already seen this, very, very cool collaboration here. Hundreds, they've taken, I mean, look, some of the coolest icons throughout Call of Duty. Ghost is in there now. This is a limited edition collab between Hundreds, and you have a chance to win one of these. There are 50 sets available. Follow at Call of Duty on X/Twitter. Tweet #CODNext and #sweepstakes for a chance to win one of 50 sets of the Ghost Bomb collection. So follow the channel, tweet the hashtags for a chance to win a set of this awesome lineup. I've been downstairs, I've touched them all, and they're all a delight.
They are looking absolutely incredible. I can see some of you guys running those. They are fresh, to say the least. I don't know. I need to try and talk to some people at the back, use some of my contacts here, because I want to get my hands on that as well. But I've got to say, the day of Call of Duty action, it does not stop here with Call of Duty Next. Immediately following Next will be Code Bowl for you. Have it, presented by USAA. Join top Call of Duty streamers and military esports teams as they compete for the coveted Code Bowl trophy. 100% of the net proceeds from the tournament will go towards placing more veterans into high-quality jobs.
RAF going back-to-back? I hope so, ladies and gentlemen. First, though, a quick word from our sponsors. And after that, we send it back down to the desk one more time, this time to Beef Mummy with a very special guest from the Warzone mobile team to give us an update on all things that have been going on with the Warzone mobile world, as well as a very special announcement before we get to kick off that mobile gameplay. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Hello, you beautiful gamers. Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. There's a lot of screaming and passion here in the studio, but let's revert back to where we actually started in the first place. 4 years ago, Call of Duty Mobile hit the scene and gave us the first taste of what the Call of Duty experience could look and feel like on a mobile device. To celebrate this anniversary, here is a look back at some highlights from the past 4 years.
That looks sick.
Yo, that thing's crazy.
I can't believe this skin.
On a mobile game?
Man, actual goosebumps right now. But before we start, I just want to introduce the very talented people in my desk right now. We got I Hold Shift right here alongside SVP and co-studio head of mobile, Chris Plummer. Welcome, Chris. How's it going? I've been talking to you for about a year now. The game looks honestly super amazing.
You know, it's hard to believe that it's been 4 years since we launched Call of Duty Mobile. It's been an amazing journey. You know, one that attracted 650 million installs. I mean, more than that. It's actually, if you put it in perspective, it's like taking the entire population of the United States and Western Europe and combining it. It's unbelievable. And we have really our fans around the world to thank for that and for welcoming Call of Duty into their mobile lives. We really appreciate that. As we look into year 4, we're really excited about all the new content coming. We have exciting new seasons. We have all new original content. And really it's going to be exciting to see how players engage with that and we really cement Call of Duty Mobile as always being an important part of the franchise and really cementing it into the future.
And well, speaking of like time in general, right? You were talking about the future, but let's talk about the past for a tiny bit. Just about a year ago, you unveiled a new, but in many ways a really ambitious project in the form of Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Walk me into it. What's been going on in there?
So Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, it's now in limited release in some select markets. And it's really been exciting to see our early adopters get their hands on some of the things we talked about last year, but now proving it out. We're talking about shared progression, cross-progression, shared battle pass with the console and PC titles. You can get all of that on Call of Duty Mobile now, or Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, and we've been doing it now since the release of Modern Warfare 2. So it's been really exciting to see that cross-progression playing out in the wild. And we've also been watching the players jump into those 120 player matches against real human opponents. We know humans are more fun to fight against than bots, and it's really been amazing to watch that at scale. And doing it on the legendary Verdansk map. I mean, we all love that map. It's been fun to see that play out. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. We've also gotten a treasure trove of feedback. I mean, we get feedback from our community, from our team members, from influencers. It's been great to see that community feedback come through too. And, you know, we've always been committed to telling our community, you know, what's happening, giving them the latest developments. And I know it's been a while, but we had some things we wanted to say today. So we're glad to be back.
Yeah, Chris, you touch on a lot of different things, and it's always fun to hear the dev team talk specifically about, we hear you, we see you, but I need to know more. We'll take a little peek behind the curtain. What are some of the big updates that we should be looking forward to?
Well, first off, the graphics are looking better than ever. Since last year, the game is now rendering at significantly higher fidelity. This is to make sure that you don't miss a single frame of the action. You know, there's more pop, there's more sizzle, there's a lot more fluidity, a lot more detail. And the team was able to pull that off on a significantly lower install footprint. It's actually saving over 6 gigabytes of data on your device, and that's thanks to Warzone Mobile's new caching system. So that's been great. The improvements don't stop there. It's also been hard at work on a lot of improvements to everything from the way the game plays and feels, the responsiveness, and even the menu so that it flows really well. A great example of that is we now have the Gear Up menu. So from one tap, you can access all of your gear, you know, all your stuff that you earn. It's now right there. You can tweak your loadouts. You can customize all of your weapons and Gunsmith. Gunsmith is also obviously super important. We didn't have that last year. We've got it now. So it really makes it a fully well-rounded experience and makes sure that everything feels just right. And yeah, it's just awesome. You can check it out now.
Now, throughout all of what we just saw, last year you guys came out and revealed Verdansk, but I gotta talk more game modes. I saw Elasilo on there with some domination. What do you guys got cooked up besides Warzone?
Well, you know, it wouldn't be Call of Duty without multiplayer. And so now to complement the Warzone Battle Royale, which is kind of the backbone of the experience, we now have in Warzone Mobile the full multiplayer experience that our plans know and expect. So we're talking about jumping into these really familiar maps for these frenetic battles. You can get in with your friends in and out real quick, or you can play all night long. And we're talking your favorite maps most recent and familiar maps like Shoot House and Shipment, and it's all in there right now. And so in addition to Battle Royale, you can play MP. We even have the Shoot to Ship playlist, which is perfect for grinding out those camos, regardless of what platform you're on. You might be on the go, on the train, go in, grind a camo out. It's really great.
I mean, definitely when you're talking about that cross progression, that is definitely one thing that we already saw last year in November. We were talking about it before we actually went here on the desk, is a significant part of the game. And now we're seeing all of these features being embellished, being tweaked, really good and polished. But the question on everyone's minds, I got to put you on the hot seat here, Chris. I have to ask, when is Warzone Mobile dropping and available for everyone to play?
Well, we understand that everyone wants to know when Warzone Mobile will be available worldwide, and we hear you. We know that's important. The beauty of our limited release is it's given us a unique opportunity to see the true strengths and opportunities for improvement in the game. And over recent months, we've really discovered some just huge opportunities to make the game even better, and we took full advantage. I think what you will see today is that was time well spent. The game is now massively involved. It is advanced in every way since we showed it last time. And we just really have a few more things we want to polish up before we release around the world in spring of 2024.
So the big thing about this is I know we pre-registered last year when you went through this whole thing, and there are a lot of cool exclusive rewards that came out with that. But the window's still open. People can still register today.
Oh, absolutely. You can still pre-register and pre-order on Google Play and Apple App Stores. If you do that, it helps unlock for the community some exclusive pre-reg rewards, which is awesome. So if you have not pre-ordered yet, get out your phone. You should do it right now. You see the code on the screen. It's free. You got to get in on it because it's been like such a huge reaction. When we first announced our pre-order this event last year, we were the fastest Activision, Blizzard, or King game to get to 15 million pre-registrations. Super excited. But then tens of millions more players piled in. And believe it or not, the audience has now gotten to this like mind-shattering 45 million pre-registrations. So you got to join the 45 million if you're not in it yet and pre-register for free. And I just want to say, like, on behalf of Beanox, Digital Legends, Activision Shanghai Studio, and Solid State Studios, the entire development team working on this game finds it so motivating to see those pre-order numbers. We want you guys to pile in. It's so motivating for us, and we're just so appreciative, and we thank you all for the feedback and the patience as we approach that worldwide release announcement.
Well, Chris, we have to give you a massive thank you for coming on and kind of just giving us the front-loaded side of everything. But I know that's not it. The theme of the day has been there's always one more thing, or at least one more thing. Anything else kind of close and dear to your heart that you want to share with us today?
As a matter of fact, there's something that we want to disclose today. Yeah, I mean, what's awesome about Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is we really want to have this full experience, and now we have something that's a huge new addition to the offering that's combines sort of the best elements of Warzone Battle Royale with your favorite MP matches and kind of puts those together in one like amazing combined experience. It's something that's actually really familiar to fans of the franchise. You might even heard a tease about this from the Warzone section earlier today, but we are really excited to bring it to Call of Duty Warzone Mobile now. And so what we'll do is we'll give you a sneak peek of that, and then we'll get in for some hands-on frenetic gameplay action. So we'll take it away.
If you try to have a war, it's a war zone. Never take a loss, it's a lesson. I got more to go. I when I'm on, I got you scared straight. If I'm never not out, I'm winning. It's a red gun, no play. Moving here with a clear face. If you try to have a war, it's a war zone. Gatekeepers always trying to keep the door closed. Bleed on my own trust. Never take a I got more to go. If you try to have a war, it's a war zone.
We can't wait to drop in on Rebirth Island, but joining us now are some of the incredible minds behind Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Welcome Beatriz Gonzalez from Digital Legends and Tom Hess from Solid State Studios. Thank you both for being here. I know it has been a long journey for you guys, but I just want to start with you, Tom. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, we're super excited. We've been working on this game for a long time, so excited to see people playing it, and yeah, really excited to be here. So.
How about you, B? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I think this is a great opportunity for us to connect with like the players and soak up with this amazing atmosphere that we have here today. So pretty good.
I got to dig into the meat and potatoes here, friends.
All right.
Because you hear Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, but some of the gameplay that we just saw included multiplayer. But Tom, I know that's not it. You guys are working on the BR side, the multiplayer side, and so much more. What do you guys have cooking up?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we have Battle Royale, which is kind of the main staple. It is everything that players are accustomed to in Warzone, Battle Royale. And what that means is we've got loadouts, we've got contracts, we've got kill streaks, we've got the buy station. And we even have the original Gulag. So I think players are going to love it. Yeah.
That's so cool. I know that that's always been one of the things nostalgic-wise. People see the word Verdansk and they assume that it's going to come with all the bells and whistles, and this time it sounds like it has.
Yeah, we've got it all. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Sweet
Looking
stuff.
at the screen, though, you can see how good the graphics are. Everything seems to be very much optimized. I remember playing this yesterday, and it felt so different compared to the last time I actually played this game. And like what you already mentioned, multiplayer is already part of the game. You already know me. You asked me before the broadcast, what's your favorite game mode? For me, it's Hardpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are with, every Call of Duty has to have the modes. So we've got that in multiplayer. We've got Team Deathmatch, we've got Kill Confirmed, we've got Hardpoint, we got Search and Destroy, and we got Domination. And then, we're going to be coming out with new modes over time that I think players are going to love.
So tell me a little bit more here, because I know that there's so much bundled into all of this.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like we're approaching this as not a mobile game, but there's Mobile Royale as well that you were talking about
Yeah,
before.
we're really excited about that. That is a game unique to mobile players. It is for players that want a shorter session or are on the go, but still offers everything that makes Battle Royale great. So you get all the same features and mechanics from Battle Royale, but it's just at a little quicker pace, meant for mobile players that we think is going to be really exciting for that audience.
You already mentioned it a while ago that, yes, we have so many new things, new modes here in Warzone Mobile, but Christian actually mentioned it when we saw the trailer for it. We saw Rebirth being played a while ago, so how is that going to be like?
Yeah, we're excited today to announce that we're going to have Resurgence mode in Rebirth. It's like the perfect mix of multiplayer and Battle Royale that is 100% unique to Call of Duty. Players are already playing it right now, and we're excited to reveal that. So.
A lot of new things happening here, and one of my personal favorites here in COD, uniquely, is definitely the loadouts for all those different game modes. Can you tell me more about what features like Gunsmith will look like for mobile players?
Yeah, we have it all. We have it all. So Gunsmith, you're able to unlock all the attachments you can in mainline. You can get do the camo grinding, unlock the camo. You can get the stickers. You can get all the different things to make it your own, customize it to your type of gameplay, and just go out there and have a great time with any weapon you want. So.
And on top of that, the 120 real players that was touched upon, that's not just like we hope to have 120 real players. That's already happening with the limited release.
120 players, yeah, it's great. It's a ton of fun. The players have already been telling us they know when they take someone down that was a real player,
Yeah.
And so we think a win means so much more when you do it that way. So we're excited about 120 players.
And something that you have to deal with when you're actually going up against a 1v, how many players in this map who are, yes, real people, you need to have really good movement.
Yep.
And one thing that stood out to me the most while playing Warzone Mobile was how accurate it was compared to Warzone on console and PC. So how was it like going through all of that?
Yeah, well, you're seeing everyone out here playing Call of Duty right now. And one of the things that is true about this all is that we are using a shared tech. And with that shared tech, we get all the great fluid movement, animation, everything that has become Call of Duty on multiplayers is in the mobile game. So right now, when you launch Call of Duty Mobile, you're going to see some of the greatest animations and movements throughout the map. So we're excited about that feature.
And I want to say, when we were looking through some of the gameplay, I saw a couple of vehicles smoking. So it's not just movement on the ground with boots. You guys added a whole couple of vehicle physics as well.
Yeah, we've taken vehicles to the next level. You can, take out the tires in a vehicle and disable it and then go in for the kill. Or if you just want to take out the vehicle itself and take out everyone in it, you can do that too. So it's up to you. A lot of different ways to play with those vehicles.
And guys, it's just, I think if anyone maybe missed the fact that we swapped to Warzone Mobile, they'd be like, wow, this still, like, what am I watching? This still looks like regular Warzone. The graphic fidelity is unbelievable, B, compared to last year on top of it. I mean, I'm hard-pressed to, like, pinch myself to think there's no way this is a mobile game.
Yeah, I mean, since you last saw it last year, I don't know where my thing is. Okay, here.
There you go.
Okay, so since you last saw it last year, we've increased the base resolution. So what you hear is a lot more sharper, and the version that these guys are playing here is a whole new map version. So we've increased the texture quality. We've done a whole relighting pass. We have reflection pros. Is a lot of work that's gone into what you're seeing here on your screen. So the team's done an amazing job. And there is another key thing here that contributes to this beautiful image that you're seeing, which is that the engine will scale a bit dynamically, the fidelity, power usage, a ton of things, so you can have like a better balance between graphics and performance and battery. And the neat thing is that now the users, since quite recently, they can choose what they want to prioritize with the new graphic settings.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, so Shift, you brought up a really good point. You said that it did like Warzone. When I was looking at it, I had to double check my screen. It's like, is this Warzone mobile or not? And you mentioned it's so good. Like, everything else looks so good on screen. And before the show, I was putting up on YouTube Call of Duty Warzone Mobile on YouTube, and the first thing that you would always see is gameplay, ultra max settings right there, and it always looks so crisp, so good. But one thing that I have to ask that is something that will definitely be a question in everyone's head is not everyone has access to the highest end devices. And the question that a lot of people may ask is, can I play it on my device?
Yeah, that's all right. We got your back. So in our limited release countries, we're already running over 6 generations of devices, and we've been increasing the device support. So if you have something like an iPhone 8 Plus, or you have like a Samsung A71, come join us. Come join the game. We got you. And regardless of what device you're bringing, we are working continuously on performance. So we even managed in some devices to double it from 30 to 60. And we are keep always working on performance. So we're trying to get as many people as possible to enjoy a very nice and smooth ride when they play the game.
And all players must probably like hearing that statement. And you mentioned that there are settings to optimize a player's device. So to ensure the best possible experience, can you go into more detail on those?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, with the introduction of the graphics settings, we put the power in the hands of the user to choose what they want to prioritize for their device, right? So they have like a custom experience. Right now, they can choose between battery or graphics quality or performance, and in the upcoming versions, they're going to have more options to choose from, so we offer better granularity. And, regardless of what you try to choose to prioritize, we have put systems in place, a new optimization, so you are getting like a much better session, much finer graphics, much better performance throughout more of your session.
It's just, I think a lot of people that maybe are traditional Warzone players, they go to update the game on PC, and it's like, this is going to take 3 hours to do. So how have you guys managed to deal with the capacity, the size, the things that come with, like, I only have a phone, how do I store this? Because I mean, let's be honest, we assume we see the name Warzone and it's going to be a huge file, but you guys have really combated against that.
Yeah, so we heard that this from the community, and if you go now to download it from the store, it would be about 40% smaller than it was a few months back.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So you can store more of your cat pictures, no problem.
I have a ton of cat pictures.
Aliana
has tons of cat
pictures.
I feel like whatever you guys said today is just so valuable for everyone in the community to actually hear. So B and Tom, thank you so much for joining us. But right now, I feel like when it comes to everything together, polishing everything up, what are your final emotions leading up to it? I want to start with you, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a lot of work from the team and what we've put into this game, and watching players today play it, watching other people be able to tune in and see it. It's really exciting for us. We're so excited of what we've built and what is yet to come. So.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, to me, hearing the excitement in the atmosphere here is super revitalizing, and it sort of reminds you what we're doing, what we do, right? And we do it for the players. And so we are very excited for this.
I think the craziest thing, again, for me, I kind of keep going back to the fact that this is just, it's so much more than just Warzone with the Battle Royale. I mean, if you could take a time to sell this product in your own words to those people that maybe have never touched COD Mobile before, how would you best frame it to somebody who has not gotten their fingers on a phone playing this game yet?
Yeah, I mean, it offers a lot. It offers, like I said, the Battle Royale, the Mobile Royale for the shorter sessions, the multiplayer, and we're just going to keep growing it over time.
Yeah.
So, it's a great, I think, addition to the franchise.
And it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
Oh, yeah. You already know that on my way home, I'm going to be playing some Warzone Mobile on my phone for sure, since we are on a very tight schedule. There is times that I really want to play at home. I really want to grind Call of Duty on my PC, but I don't have the time. So it's the perfect opportunity to actually bring players who otherwise have never heard of mobile, doesn't even know that a tech like this actually is on screen. So yeah, it looks super cool right now. I mean, B, you already said it, it's optimized for people who have lower end devices. You could actually play this. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you said there about the space, I mean, we've done a lot of work on that area. We put a cache system. We put, a high-res asset streamer. It's a whole, a lot of work and a lot of care is being put into this game. So as many people as possible can enjoy it.
I think the coolest thing, too, is that even though you guys are going for the maximum package of being able to put all these great graphics into it, making sure that Warzone plays like Warzone, it's not out of touch with what a mobile gamer want. The mini royale style of it, the mobile royale rather. I think that's a really cool way to kind of keep it authentic and organic to a mobile experience. Can you guys kind of talk about the process of being able to include all those extra puzzle pieces?
Yeah. I mean, when we look at play patterns of mobile players, it's different. You're not always just sitting down and playing for a couple hours. You just want to jump in and jump out, and we really wanted to make sure that the game had features and game modes that handled that. So,
yeah.
That's what we've got. But it's not just for, I think, mobile players. Even if you are a console or PC player, and you're on the go and you're not at home on your computer and you want to grind camos, jump on in. It's the same game, right? So
yeah.
I would beg to disagree. I spend hours on my mobile device. I feel like everyone else in the mobile community could actually kind of say the same. But you brought up a really good point. The question is, this is a really good bridge to have. The fact that you could play Warzone Mobile right in your hand, grind those camos at the same time. You could go at home, you keep reiterating it just because of how big of a deal it is. And it is just so unique to both of the games. But again, a question to both of you. Just feel free to answer here because at this point, I have so many questions in my head. So what makes it so unique? What does Warzone Mobile actually have compared to Warzone in general in PC or console?
Do you want to go ahead?
No, go for it. Go for it. I leave it to the expert.
I mean, we're a free-to-play game on mobile, and we've got both Warzone. We've got all the different game modes that come with that. We've got multiplayer, which I think is a big standout, and we've got mobile-only content, which you hear about more in the coming talks. But yeah, I think it really does a good job standing out as a mobile product against the other products out there. So we're excited about it.
My anticipations are just like, I don't know what to expect out of you guys next, because I feel like every time there's like a major content drop from the mobile space, it's like something completely groundbreaking to like what Call of Duty was before. Like even in the teaser after Chris's segment, seeing some like a reflection back to some of the streamers' reactions to camos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just unreal what you guys were able to do. On again, it's just, this is on a handheld device. Like it blows my mind. From someone who's not an authentic and normal into the space as a mobile gamer first and picking it up as kind of a side hobby, I mean, it's unbelievable what you guys have been doing, especially from the graphics side. That continues to blow my mind.
Yeah, that was our goal, basically, to blow people's minds and get as good as you possibly can.
I mean, we're already talking about all of these graphic things, and we're asking a lot of questions to our devs, but Shift, I have a question for you, buddy. I mean, because like you've been playing this game, you've been playing COD in general for the longest time, and now you're seeing games like Call of Duty Mobile, you're seeing games like Warzone Mobile. How does it feel? Like the nostalgia factor bringing back into this mobile games must be insane.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I think the biggest thing in kind of seeing the reaction from like especially our normal Warzone creators is that they were watching over the shoulder of some of the mobile players that are here, and they're like, we've been asking for Verdansk-style gameplay for so long. And I think you're going to get a lot of people like scratching an itch saying, wait a second, the game looks this good, it's going to feel that good, and they're watching players move around like they used to. It's really awesome to see that bridge kind of surface and kind of get in between what was and what is now there. And that's always been kind of a staple for COD Mobile, and I think that's super exciting, especially from like the design element of where your guys' focus has been from the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to like the focus and all of that, right? It is important that when it comes to a game, how you're going to be able to get into it. Usually mobile for a lot of the time, that could be the gateway for a lot of new gamers to actually get into COD, which is really something nice to see here. And I feel like we're on the opposite sides of the spectrum. You've been playing COD for the longest time. I'm much of a newer gamer. So for me, having both of these really being connected is really thanks to people like you to kind of just weave everything together to have such nice and solid gameplay. But yeah, it feels super great right now. We've been seeing a lot of optimizations. We're so happy with what we're seeing. The mobile community, they're absolutely pumped up behind me. But I just gotta say, I don't want to keep you here for any longer. Thank you so much, B and Tom. I mean, the gameplay is absolutely insane, and I already know that before we leave, we gotta see some more gameplay in here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
The other thing that's interesting about all of what we're going to be seeing through the Warzone side of it, you know, do you have any nuggets or tidbits of other things you guys are pulling inspiration from? Because I think the coolest thing for COD Mobile is like all the COD Reddit community always goes crazy when they see the BO2 maps coming back into play, but it's more than just that. So could we possibly expect to see Warzone Mobile ride the same kind of parallel lines as the normal Warzone client? Is that kind of where your guys' headspace is directionally?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to introduce players to like iconic maps of Verdansk and Rebirth that haven't had the opportunity to play that. And so that's just the beginning. You know, now we have the whole franchise and everything that the franchise is doing to grow into and to add to the game. So it's going to get really, really fun. So
I know. We already are seeing a lot of the streamers having so many fun gameplay already. I actually made my rounds a while ago while everyone was doing their bit. I was checking in on every single one of the mobile creators, and they seem to be like they're having so much fun. The gameplay, like what you both already mentioned, is just super smooth, and we're just waiting for it in the spring of 2024. But one thing that Shift and I was always saying is that a lot of the creators that have never played Warzone Mobile or any mobile game want to transition just because they want to play the maps that they haven't before.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, this is an opportunity for, you know, people that haven't been in those maps, that haven't had the opportunity to play Call of Duty before, to get into the franchise. And, you know, not everyone's got a console or PC that can play games, but everyone's got a phone.
That's huge.
So
That's
That is huge. Yeah. And it really for everyone else how accessible is.
Right.
So yeah, again, let me thank you again for the nth time today, just because of your hard work and all. But yeah, B, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. You guys have
you.
been absolutely amazing. But now we are going to take a quick break from the desk to go down to Maven on the floor to get a read from the streamers on their experience so far playing Rebirth Island on Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Maven, who's with you in the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars?
I've got Bobby Plays, and he is absolutely hot and ready. But listen, man, you've been a godsend for me because when I first started to get into the mobile side of things, and I went to commentate a couple events, I knew nothing. You kind of took me under your wing. What's been truly kind of remarkable and special for you seeing Call of Duty Mobile kind of develop over the years?
It definitely took a turn. Do I take this? Oh, yeah. I mean, it was really cool for me because, like, as somebody that was super familiar with the mobile side but didn't know anything about esports, getting to go side by side with one of the all-time greats is just truly an honor. But it's been really cool to see how much has evolved on the mobile side, both for COD Mobile and now with Warzone Mobile on the way. I think there's a lot of potential, both for people that just want to chill out and for people that want to get competitive too.
Well, talk to me a bit now. I know you've had hands-on with the Warzone mobile side of things, but like getting back to Verdansk and some of the stuff that you're seeing happening here. And what the big thing now is going to be Resurgence, right? Like you're getting into the smaller map?
Yeah, I had a chance to try it out a little bit. They actually let us hop into the map last night as well, and it actually feels phenomenal. I would say, it's surprisingly enough, even though it's the newest map, it feels better than any of the other maps right now. And obviously, like that and Verdansk side by side, those are like the two most nostalgic maps in Warzone history. So a lot of people are excited for that, and I think it's going to fit the pace of the mobile play style a little bit better as well.
I know you were involved in mobile a little bit like before Call of Duty, but like it's got to be kind of wild. I was one of the people that slept on mobile for a while because I didn't really play many games on my phones, but just thinking about, I guess, the potential number of people are to reach. Like when you hear them talk about it on the desk, it's got to be kind of like you feel like you're in a pretty secure environment, right? With how much stuff's been blowing up around you recently.
Yeah, it's been really, really cool to see how it's exploded. And they even highlighted, what, 650 million downloads for COD Mobile as well. So you got 45 million people that are just like sitting around waiting for Warzone Mobile to release. I know whenever it does release in spring, there's going to be so many people that are ready to go. There's people that are already like doing whatever they can to get into the game, and people that are just sweating their butts off. So if there is an esports side of things, I think that's going to be really exciting as well.
Well, I kind of want to hear what's like your favorite parts. I know there's a lot of nostalgia, obviously, with Resurgence, and when you take a look at Verdansk, but like, what's kind of a twist on it from the mobile side that maybe you really like? Is there something that's a little bit different just playing on the mobile end?
I think one thing we didn't really expect to see was some of the like the OG multiplayer maps that they've added in. So our expectation was that it would just be like different areas of Verdansk that they put into the map, but with the addition of Shoot House and Shipment, it's now like a perfect grind experience as well for people that want to level up their guns, level up camos, and for people that can now do it anywhere, anytime, like whether you're in an airport, whether you're in the car, like pull out your phone, pull out your controller, and you can hop in and get a few levels.
All right, last question for you. How'd it feel to be interviewing the hot and ready seat here, presented by Little Caesars?
I can't lie. I kind of feel like a king right now. This is the closest thing to a throne that I've ever sat in, so I feel like royalty.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate everything you've done for me and the mobile community. You're an absolute beast. Thank you so much for coming on for the quick interview. But that's going to do it here for the Hot and Ready seat presented by Little Caesars. We're going to be headed, I believe, to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL. Play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition Watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. We got two brand new guests here with us now. Dan Driver from Solid State Studios and Mario Almaguer from Vinox. Thanks so much for joining us. I gotta start with you, Almaguer. I mean, your name says it all. You guys are so amazing at what you do, but how are you feeling leading up to this moment?
This is super exciting. Like, just seeing everybody playing the game and just testing the new map for the first time. It's really awesome. So thank you for having us.
Of course.
We're excited. Yeah.
How about you, Dan? I mean, I can see Warzone Mobile already loaded on your phone on the desk. You ready to play some more?
Yeah, man, I'm locked and loaded. I always play as Nicki Minaj. I'm ready to drop in and bang, 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 bang.
I love that.
That was so good.
And pop culture reference galore. What the? Man, I might be out of a job out here. But Dan, I got to pick your brain here because we got 250 people, and a lot of them are touching Warzone or just mobile for the first time ever. And I know for me personally, I call myself a two-thumb monkey. I put 2 thumbs on the screen, that's it. But you guys have a ton of customization for people that are either authentic mobile gamers or trying it out for the first time. And it's not even just fingers on screens, it's controller inputs, it's backbones, it's the whole 9 yards. How was that process kind of been built out for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really want to meet the player wherever they are, right? So if you want to play with 2 fingers, 4 fingers, 6, 8, whatever you want, we're here for it, right? We've got a customizable HUD in-game where you can slide, resize any UI element that you want. That's your fire button, your ADS button, tacticals, lethals, whatever. You can move it, resize it, and do however you want. We also just introduced the FOV slider, which we're field of view slider, which we're really excited about, as well as the gyroscope. So if you're looking for better map awareness or kind of change in the way you can see around you, or if you're looking for twitch responsiveness while you're sniping, you're set. And you can really just customize it to however you want. And yeah, the cool thing is you can save those presets and share them with other players once you find a build that you really like.
That is actually really sick and super handy for a mobile player like myself. But you already mentioned it, 2 fingers, 4 fingers, 8 fingers. I'm gonna play with 20 and then find a device that fits all 20 of my digits. And I feel like that would be sizing a tablet, but it's kind of just talking about a tablet. Are those supported as well? Because we did say that you can play the same accounts across different devices.
Yeah, absolutely. Tablets are totally supported. We know that that larger feel is really important for some of our players. Some of our streamers love playing on larger devices as well. And, like the FOV slider that I just mentioned, awesome when you're playing on a bigger device as well. We also, though, want to meet our players wherever they are, like you were talking about. So backbone controllers supported. Console controllers also supported.
Yeah.
It's really about making the player feel the play however they want, wherever they want, whenever they want.
Dude, that's so sick. I mean, because that was my biggest headache, like we were talking about with everyone before. Yeah. I kind of came from mouse and keyboard, and then I picked up controller, and then mobile came out. I was like, well, now I got to figure out how to do this all on a phone. But it's not even just the fact that you guys have customized the experience across multiple devices. I hear there's more to link the 2 different spaces together between mobile and the traditional Call of Duty. What'd you guys work up for us?
Yeah, I mean, so, Chris alluded to this a little bit earlier today, but the game is fully cross-progression with Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Warzone. It has been since we started our limited release, which is awesome. You know what? That means shared progression, shared battle pass, shared weapon progression, shared player rank, shared content as well. So we really want to make sure that if you're grinding on the way to school, if you're grinding at school, grinding at work,
Oh, no.
We won't tell.
right?
We won't tell.
It all counts. It all counts. And we really listen to players in this realm and really wanted to unify that cross progression experience. But we also still are investing in the mobile player individual experience as well.
Yeah, and that's really key because I feel like when a player who maybe has never played mobile before will look at this and say, this is built for someone who wants to go backwards and play Verdansk again. But that's not necessarily the case. You guys have a ton of original content planned out. And I think people that may not be familiar with mobile, they're going to really open their eyes, I think, because you guys have created so many cool things in the past, and that's not going to stop now that it's Warzone Mobile, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we believe in a mobile-first design, and that really all starts with our in-game HUD, which you guys can see on screen now, right? We've spent a ton of time making sure that all of the buttons are positioned for that first player in that moment when they drop in the first time, feeling really comfortable. If you come from a PC or a console environment where you're used to a controller, we want to make it as smooth and COD feeling as possible when you hop in, right? So we did that first. We've also introduced the Gear Up menu, another thing that Chris talked about earlier. This allows you to, in one simple screen, choose what your weapon, your secondary, primary, your tacs, your lethals, your calling card, your emblem, everything, all in one spot. And that really just gives you that opportunity when you drop into Rebirth to just be able to smoke the competition.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Rebirth, right? Chris, B, and Tom basically alluded to this new mode and map as well. So Rebirth Island, iconic map in Warzone, right? And basically a fan favorite. Mario, what can you tell us about and what the team did to bring it into Warzone Mobile?
Rebirth is really one of the maps that is most beloved by the players and our fan base, and also by our team. So we made sure when we were working on this map for mobile that no pixel was left behind. Like we really,
Hashtag.
oh yeah, hashtag no pixel left behind. It's really impressive how every single model, every single corner and building in the map was individually treated, respected. We really wanted to make sure that that experience that players know Rebirth for is also available in mobile. And we really wanted to bring this map to kind of have its own resurgence of its own, right? So on the mobile market. So we really wanted to make sure that the players can create their own epic moments in this map. We were going to have everything that you know of it. So the ships, you have the security area, you're going to be able to drop in the prison area and just like super quickly get into the action and then get out.
It's just super cool, I think, as we're watching everyone go back through it. I mean, we saw it in Verdansk first and foremost, but having Rebirth Island, I think that was another huge fan favorite. And I think they're, listening to Bobby's interview as well, players have been waiting for this. And obviously, I'm sure you guys on your side have been like really hard to stay behind locked doors on it as well. What else do you guys kind of have like spurred up and ready to go in terms of trying to bring things like Rebirth and Verdansk and maybe other original content to the mobile space?
Yeah, we have a lot of content in this game, as you mentioned already. So everything that you know of from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, all of that content is also going to be available in Warzone Mobile. And we literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content for players to go through and progress. We don't stop there. We just not only have Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 content, we also have our own OG Warzone Mobile content. So right now we have more than 100 mobile unique blueprints and more than 30 mobile unique operator skins. So there's a lot of things that the team is really working on that we know that players love, so that they have a really unique experience in Warzone Mobile.
And I already actually got emails to get those unique skins. I got the Nikki skin already. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
I need to check my inbox.
I'm going to hook you up with that. Don't worry. I got you. But when it comes to the skins, the maps, we kept on talking about it, and we're always going back to Verdansk. And many of the multiplayer maps are looking amazing in the latest limited release update. So how do you take the super well-known maps and keep them feeling unique and authentic on a mobile device?
Yeah, when we started working on the project and we knew that we wanted to bring Verdansk back, we really wanted to make sure it came complete. So every single thing is in it. Every corner of the map is still there, and it's all in the player's hands. Like, it really fits in a really small mobile device, creating some magic, like Beatrice and like Tom mentioned. So we're really proud of that. We really wanted to make sure that huge map was on players' devices, and also this means that what players can still enjoy their own strategies that they know Verdansk for, and also create new ones, because you have that all of that mobile first movement and content and controls. So we really want to make sure that's there. We didn't forget about the Gulag. So of course the Gulag is also there. You're going to be able to shoot in the showers and just like get out of it if you can. I'm always losing in the Gulag. I don't know about you guys.
No, same. Yes.
I suck. But it's super fun. And of course we also have multiplayer. So multiplayer maps. And as mentioned, the guy in the throne, the king, he mentioned there earlier, we have Shoot House, Shipment. We're going to have more OG Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 maps coming in the next months. And of course, my fan favorite for me is Shipment. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, same.
It's just crazy fun. So we want to make sure that that map worked as well, and it's super fun. I also want to take a little bit of time to just appreciate all of the work that all of the teams in every single studio has done for this game. So as Chris mentioned, we have Beanox and Digital Legends and Shanghai Studios, and also Solid State Studios working really hard on this. But most of all, just say thank you to the fans. Like, everybody here, it's really amazing to see everybody just actually, playing the game for the first time, having fun at it, listening to their feedback, which is also super important for us as developers, and just taking it with us and making it grow together. So thank you so much, guys. Yeah.
No, seriously, it's just so cool to see the growth in just a year. I think that's kind of the biggest thing. And it was really funny. I didn't need to sell Tommy on the game, but like we were saying, I was doing an interview with him, and he was right behind Bobby and the rest of the mobile guys, and was looking over the top, and he's like, "Wait, these guys are cracked!" Like watching them fly around the map. And the thing about it is, I think that the people that are not mobile gamers can look at this title and say, I'm hooked, I'm addicted to trying to get more Call of Duty into my hand. Literally, you can do that with phone, tablet, backbone support. I mean, Dan, are you ready to go right now?
Yeah.
I think the only thing that you're waiting for is just a green light from one of the two of us. But I think that's super awesome. And I know that that's probably inspired a lot of what has gone through in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've got my event, set up right now. I'm ready to hop into one of the mobile events right now and play. But it's really cool seeing all of our players come to life out here. And, a lot of the folks playing in limited release now have been giving us tons and tons of valuable feedback. We talk to them all the time. We do in-game player surveys, and they've really helped us drive this game to be where it's at. We are bringing the mobile players what they want based on what they tell us, and we're so happy to be able to do that.
Honestly, the communication between players, devs, I have seen it, especially announcing it last year in 2022 in COD Next, the first one, and then being in the mobile summit. That is absolutely wild, where you got creators, basically a lot of the creators that I've seen now actually come together, give our feedback, and now doing it in a bigger scale in that limited release, and just basically making this game even better, more polished, eventually when spring does come, right, Mario?
Yeah, we're not done. Like, there's a lot of things in progress to make the game just feel better, look better, run better on all of those devices. And we have surprises for you guys that we cannot announce right now, but there's more. Don't even try. Don't even try. But there's a lot of surprises coming, and a lot of things that the teams know that the players need and want. So we're listening, and we're gonna make sure to keep putting all of our passion and all of our talent into making this game the best one in the world.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing, again, for those that are really close to wanting to hit the pre-registration button or get involved with the the early downloads, is the fact that the cross progression. If you are in the middle of your double XP over on regular Modern Warfare 3, but you have to go to work, have to take the train or whatever, you can hop right back on and continue building towards the progress. It's just such a brilliant thing. I remember when the regular Warzone did that initially, I mean, everyone was ecstatic about it. So now the fact that you can take it on the go, I mean, I might not ever get off of COD at this point.
Yeah. Meet the players where they are. We know that it can be really hard sometimes to come home and grind out. That's the only time you've got. But if you're, with your friends and you just want to hook up and play one session at lunch, you can do that now. And you can continue to grind out those camos. And it's also, the connected social element of the game.
Yeah.
It's so easy on your phone to add your friend when you're at school instead of having to wait till you get home and connect, right? Just like, we just want to make it easy for you guys to play together, COD, all day, every day, whenever you want.
Dan, you're really getting us to look into what your education was growing up. All this, yeah, you could play with your friends at school.
He's at work, always playing the game. So,
I know. Living and breathing COD. I love that. Basically everyone in this room. But I feel like since we keep just hyping up the release on spring 2024, I think you have to start pre-registering as early as now. Play limited release, because you're basically getting and grinding the skins that you may otherwise not get if you do register. That's kind of the first mover's perk that you actually get here. So kind of hyping it up a little bit.
Yeah, like, we're really excited about the spring launch. We're really working hard to make it, the best launch ever in the history of mobile games. So to us, it's a huge, huge undertaking. And yeah, we want to make sure that once that happens, if players have been playing on Modern Warfare 3, and grinding their, whatever, their skins and their challenges and everything, they can just jump back in to Warzone Mobile, as Dan said, at school or whatever, parents' place, and yeah, and enjoy it. So we really wanted to make sure everything is in there, and that is the goal.
Yeah. And to the 45 million who've already pre-registered, thank you. For the next 45 million, register now.
Right.
The more people that pre-register, the more goodies we've been giving out. So keep going for it.
Yeah, the accessibility, everything, it just makes it feel like it's, again, it is literally full value Call of Duty. at your fingertips. That has to be a huge undertaking from your guys' side. So that's just an unbelievable achievement. Again, over the course of a year, it's hard for me to really put it in perspective because we watch it at afar so often that you guys get a chance to get on every single day and see all the different things that you're nitpicking away. It's really, really awesome. Anything in particular, kind of final thoughts in terms of the one thing you're most excited for as you've seen the gameplay start to evolve, you know, as the event starts to wrap up?
I'm excited about what players will do in Rebirth Island. I'm really excited about it. So we know that that's something that fans wanted in the Call of Duty world, and now we're bringing it on mobile. So we're really excited to see that happen. And we're also excited about the next couple of months, like until the spring. We're going to be working hard in the winter, you know, and making sure that everything is you know, the best top shape for it. So I want to say thank you to the fans and to everybody organizing this. By the way, your guys are awesome. So it's an honor, and yeah, we're super excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm resurgence mode because when I play with these guys out here, I need a way to get back in the game.
quick. Yeah,
so that's what I'm all about. Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I'm looking forward to the content that everyone's actually going to put out from today. And plus, I've been talking to a lot of the streamers, and some of them, like people from, let's say, Asia, who flew all the way here, they can't stream yet just because everyone's asleep, right, in that side of the world. But make sure the time that they actually wake up, they're just going to be bombarded by Warzone Mobile and just Call of Duty content, which I'm looking forward to seeing and watching later on.
It's really awesome, I think, in particular, too, that we heard this a little bit from Chris and B and them talking about the fact that this game has now become accessible to people that don't have full NPCs, don't have the most recent version of console. I mean, that has to feel super empowering for you guys to be able to send the product to a more global space than it's ever been before.
Clearly, there's like a lot of people who wanted to play Warzone that now are going to be able to do that on their devices. So it's to us, it's a huge accomplishment technically, but also creatively. And also, it just feels great. Like just having more people actually enjoying the game, more people giving us feedback, and you know, we're really excited to hear from them too, and make a game for them. So yeah, we're gonna keep working hard on that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in every single part of this event, not just for mobile, right, but for everything, it just feels so inclusive. I feel as a mobile player very much included into the Call of Duty space, and there is just no division whatsoever. I belong. Everyone here feels like they belong. At first, I was kind of reluctant, but you know what? I feel very much welcome. But when it comes to going back, because I started in console, and then I started becoming an absolutely crazy maniac mobile player. I was spending hours on it, and it seems like the cross progression makes me want to go back into playing Modern Warfare 3, Warzone on my PC, and it feels really great here, Shiv.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about it is you know, and I'll be completely transparent. When I heard that there's a Warzone mobile segment, I was like, oh, we just have updates on the Battle Royale portion. But the fact that, again, the customization around the game has included so many key things, you know, Shoot House with Shipment also being back in. That's going to be a great way, I think, for people that, again, like you had mentioned briefly, grind their camos when they're not able to get onto their PC, whatever it happens to be. I know for like us, we travel. You travel a ton for work. She's going to be getting the Wi-Fi package on the plane if he's squaring up.
25-hour flights, let's go.
Yeah, I think that's the really cool thing. And like, as somebody who comes from a more multiplayer-centric side, I have to say that's absolutely huge for you guys to be able to kind of include the traditional Call of Duty space while also allowing people who've never touched it before to actually get their hands on Call of Duty for the first time. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I will say I will be playing on launch day. I already know she'll be playing on launch day. Yeah. We may have to link up if you're going to be getting Nicki Minaj skins and all that stuff. But guys, thanks so much for joining us. It's a pleasure having you on the desk. And of course, with that, our Warzone mobile segment comes to a bit of an end. A little unfortunate for us to say, but we have to send it back to Golden Boy and Stephanie to recap the first day. But before we do, quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency-reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next, and what a day it has been. Of course, I'm Golden Boy alongside. We got Stephanie, Miles, Maven as well. They're trying to smooch, and what a day! What a day this has been. We've seen some cool stuff. And we revealed some cool things. We'll start. Miles, what was your favorite part about today?
I surprised myself with a seemingly unknown passion for trains.
Yeah,
that was my thing today.
Welcome.
Well, join
us. Join us. One of
I'm
us.
stoked.
I'm excited for you guys.
My boy Francis. Well, oh, is that the Verdansk Express? I don't know.
the Verdansk Express.
It is now.
Yes, it is. It is.
The
What about
Urzikstan Express, you mean?
There it is.
That's what you mean?
Come on, Miles.
It's in the same region.
Be better.
Where
you
is
know.
Verdansk is
Well,
in
not
the
really.
Not really.
as a nation.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, sure. You know what? Fine.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Maeve, what about you, buddy?
Listen, just the genuine energy in the building. Like, I've been around a long time. I've been to a lot of these events. I think I've done like every COD reveal for like 8 years or something like that. Like, I've been around, and like there are even the people that are like hesitant yearly to be like, all right, I'm not ready to say we're back, but like maybe I'm gonna say like everyone has been so positive. The energy has been absurd. The positivity just around like. I know we see it every year, but like it just feels different to me, and I've been around a long time. So like I'm really, really excited, and just seeing everybody like in the venue. I don't know. I just like friends.
Good vibe. Fun is in the air. Fun is in the air. That's just from the moment we played yesterday to now. Fun is in the air.
Great energy in here. It's been amazing to see this game out in the world with Modern Warfare 3, with Warzone. On behalf of everybody who works to make these games, it takes a ton of work. There's so many people.
Thank you,
to
Stephanie.
thank.
Thank you.
Clint does so much
thanks,
work.
guys. Yeah, Clint's been really busy.
Fix your game, Clint.
That being said, the passion that's come through. Alex, you mentioned it earlier with the devs. It's just been awesome to hear everybody talking about it today.
Oh, that was my favorite part was being able to talk to the devs and then seeing that genuine joy. Again, it's similar to you, Clint. Like, I've been doing this for quite a while now. And, you do a lot of these shows and naturally in your career, and you work with devs, you talk to devs, and there's always like an air of excitement and joy that they have in sharing their art, what they've crafted, what they worked so hard on creating. But this time around, what was really fun was the giddy joy that every dev had. Even, every dev, our mobile devs, our Warzone, zombies, core multiplayer, like, you could just tell that there was like a real true passion, love, and respect for what it is that they built. And, unlike Maeve, I have not been here year after year. And I could comfortably say, as a guy very much from the outside of it, I am stoked. I will gladly go on record right now and say that this game is gonna pound. And y'all could flame me all you want. I genuinely don't care. This game is genuinely fun, and I give him credit for that.
Hey, let's pound zombies together.
Dude,
it's trios. Zombies. You're not invited. I'm in.
Yes.
Team.
To be fair, though, I don't know if we would have wanted Maeve to have any control in a PvE setting.
But you guys could run Cutthroat together.
I mean, there'd be some backstabbing. I'm a filthy boy.
They say it's PvE, but Maeve will find a way to make it PvP.
But real quick to your point, just about the devs and stuff. Like I know Teddy and I at Raven have like DM'd so many times about different things. Like if I have an issue, I'll message him and talk about it. And we've had this back and forth for years. This is the first time I met him in person. I must have hugged him like 6 times. Like it is really cool to a lot of times, whether it's with the content creators here or the different devs, like you have these relationships, these back and forths that are stuck on social media just to be able to meet.
There are real people there who make these games, that love these games,
and we make them for you guys. We make them for people at home. We make them for the players.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
It's all about the energy in these rooms, the energy with these players, and I think what we saw today is a great reflection of that.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Really, I think across the board, there's a lot of really cool stuff to look forward to. On top of that, we have the beta, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There's so much to come. And Miles, I think, even also looking forward, I'm pumped for you guys and the CDL season next year. It's going to be sick. It's really cool, especially getting a chance to see like these old MW2 maps that I used to play in CAS back then coming back. That's so exciting.
Talked about it before. We're going to see hardpoint on these maps. We're going to see control players on these maps. It's going to be really fun, man. Another thing.
Greg talk about control a little bit. We got a little CDLTs.
Oh, a little sneaky CDLTs. Also, one thing
I like a good tease.
Cut his mic. Anyway, cut his mic.
One thing we didn't talk about too much today that I'm genuinely excited about, campaign. We got a little touch upon it before, but I'm excited. I mean, I need to know. I also got a definitive answer, which was, I'm not going to tell you, is does Captain Price die? Because in the trailer, you teased it pretty hard. Like, there was very little to suggest that he ain't going down. But I need to find out, man. I really enjoyed this.
Look at that. I love this. You're into the lore. You're in it.
I know that Miles has early campaign access, but remember, if you pre-order, I believe you also get it, so pay attention there.
PlayStation as well. I'm getting lockpick. You know, I'm going all in.
And don't forget, I mean, ultimately, Call of Duty Next, all roads lead to the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer beta, which kicks off tomorrow. PlayStation players who pre-order Modern Warfare 3 for early access to the open beta starting tomorrow. Schedule's up on the screen, guys. Xbox and PC players pre-order for early access starting next Thursday. I am so excited to be able to play with you guys, my friends, the rest of the world.
I'm so pissed.
Tomorrow.
I just like finished selling my house. So I have to go back and move. I'm like, I have to pack up like everything. It's like I have to get home and just start packing.
I've got a special little carrying case for
But
my
you know
PlayStation
what?
5.
You know what?
I need
Maven. But the good news is you can just carry Call of Duty on your phone and play COD Mobile.
there we go.
Snap. That's why you hired me, baby.
It's time for Rebirth. Rebirth back.
It's true. That's
Mobile,
awesome.
Rebirth back in Warzone in the Resurgence rotation.
Yeah. It really is a chef's kiss. Like to what Miles was saying before.
Miles started the chef's kiss.
He started the chef's kiss, and now we're just doing it.
Contagious.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's a virus, so now you've all got it.
Thank you.
So do you at home.
Aw, look at that. The joy, the happiness. It's been a long day. For
we
sure.
all need a hug after this.
We all need a hug. It's been a long show. It's been a long day, but I think it goes without saying that there's a lot to be proud of here, Steph. And a huge shout out to you. I want to give you your flowers. Thank you for putting this, working with an incredible crew, to make this a reality. But also, from top to bottom, you were here from the beginning, so I respect you.
Alex, you guys have hard carried me through the broadcast, you especially. So I love you guys. I appreciate it. My CDL family, we go way back. You and I go way back from some other fun games. And a huge shout out to the Activision teams, to the studio teams, to Raven, to Sledgehammer, to the Call of Duty mobile team, to all of our partner studios who have made this game and everything that you've seen here at Call of Duty Next possible. Thank you. We can't wait to see you in the beta
Hell
and
yes.
then when we launch later this year.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And that is going to do it for us here today at Call of Duty Next. And just a reminder to everyone out there, the Call of Duty action does not stop with Call of Duty Next, because immediately following this show, we have Code Bowl 4 presented by USAA. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Thank you so much to everyone for watching today. Thank you to Maven, Miles, Maven, Stephanie. You guys was going in the wrong order there. Saven, Siles, everyone, our entire broadcast crew, our production team, all of our creators that came through as well.
Thank you, creators.
It was 250 creators in one room. Absolute pandemonium. But don't go anywhere, because coming up next, Code Bowl 4, and we have plenty more to come. But for now, we're going to leave you with some awesome plays, top plays of the day, presented by HyperX. And we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Me quiero suicidar. En el juego, digo. Es que esta no va mal. Esta clase no va mal. Vale, pincho. ¿Otro más? Pincho rápido.
You know who we are? Call me SUB. This is Ghost. Woods. Mason.
Farah.
Russell Adler. Captain Price. Going dark. Now! Everybody ready?
I just got Call of Duty.
Good start, Dad. Hell yeah!
You got it.
No! So!
Well, it's not over yet. Trust me.
Go! Stop the train!
Give us the fire. We'll give them hell.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that was sick! Oh my god!
Hey everyone, British Army Sergeant Major Paul Carney here. For all of you that are competing in the Call of Duty Endowment Bowl, I just want to tell you now, get out there, smash them, and bring that trophy home for the British Army. Take care. Good luck.
Hey, greetings, Airman and Guardian. I'm Chief Master Sergeant Larry Guyton. I'm here at the Air Force Services Center. I want to tell you today, as you compete in the Call of Duty Endowment Bowl, I want you to bring home that trophy to the United States Air Force. As a matter of fact, let's teach the other branches what those numbers really mean. Go Air Force!
Greetings, members of RCAF Game Force. I'm Chief Warrant Officer John Hall, Command Chief Warrant Officer of the Royal Canadian Air Force. As you engage in today's Call of Duty Endowment Bowl, you have the full support of the Royal Canadian Air Force behind you. I urge you to set aside our typical Canadian politeness and show our friends what you're really made of. I wish you good luck and good gaming.
Call of Duty Endowment. We're talking about changing the lives of veterans and their families forever. I truly believe they have literally the best platform to do it.
Thanks to the support of the endowment partners and the generous contribution of our Call of Duty community.
Everything the endowment is doing, absolutely inspiring.